Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go.
Figgy Fig, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rockett, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spent 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. Bitch rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, night Keisha. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down, baby, back in the row. He really the one, but they already know. Don't know my chains, go put on the show.
Giving up gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10-toe down on the pavement. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone if we still consider the Astros cheaters?
I caught a plane out to Cleveland late last season.
Where them bitches at? Where them bitches at? It's supposed to be titties. Where the fucking titties and the bitches?
You sliding around playing Eminem in your car, you and your old lady?
Yeah. You know, I remember when we used to have championship parades in Houston.
Yeah.
Feels like it wasn't that long ago. Matter of fact, feels like it was about a year ago. Exactly.
About a year ago. Yeah.
Something popped up on my Facebook memory of me being at the first parade back in 2017.
Yeah.
And I was out there. Paul Wall was actually in the crowd. So I got a little selfie with Paul Wall in the back. So it was a time, man. It was a time.
It was. And now we're having other parades are happening in Texas.
Yeah.
But just not in this city currently. The Rangers have won the World Series, much to the dismay of every Astros fan out there, pretty much. So yeah, they're popping champagne, they're popping bottles, and they're taking their shots. And look, man, we got to eat that. We have to eat it, all right?
We do. Yeah. We do, man. And it hurts so bad because looking at diehard Astros fans, they sitting there making every excuse. Oh, ain't nobody at the parade.
Oh God,
not being original. Oh, who cares? Ain't nobody gonna remember this championship. All this other stuff. I'm just like, man, just let it go, man.
They're really going out sad. I really hate to see this because, like I said before on the last podcast, like this is the kind of shit we made fun of other fan bases for doing when the Astros were winning. Now we're the whiny bitches, basically. Yeah. Everybody complaining, everybody talking about when dude went up and said the Bregman quote, which is really the Kanye quote. Everybody was like, oh, why are you thinking about the Astros? Everybody knew that shit would get thrown back in their face, man, okay? Yeah. And we got to eat that, all right? As a fan base, as a team, when you talk shit, and look, this is what happens when you play the villain.
Yeah.
When you play the villain, when you accept the villain role, you eventually going to get taken out. And people going to dance on your grave, man.
Yeah.
This is just how it happens in sports. When the villain gets defeated, people start dancing on the grave, man. So all them years of talking shit was sweet for the Astros and the fan base. Now we got to eat the L, man. We got to eat it. We got to take it. All I want to hear is good shit. See you next season. You know, I feel like that should be the official stance of the fan base. I don't want to see all this complaining and whining and shit. It's embarrassing, man. Y'all going out sad.
It is, man. And look, man, the Astros had a good run. I still think they got maybe 1 or 2 years left in it, but they lost, man. Is nothing you can do. It was in an embarrassing way too, man. They couldn't win a game at home,
Yeah.
and look, man, they won it, man. And that's the part that hurt the most, man, because it's not like the NFL where you got 16, 17 games. You got 162 games of this.
Mhm.
Texans Rangers are the World Series champions. You gotta go. We gotta go through that through 162 games, man. That's the part that hurt the most. But hey, man, you just gotta let them have it, man. At this point, they earned it. I hate to say that, but they earned it, man. They balled out throughout the playoffs, so I can't be picky and complaining and stuff, man.
You really can't, man. And it's really embarrassing how people like look, you just eat the L, man. Take the L. It's what happens in sports and fandom. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. So yeah. What up, Tony Scott? We see you on the Facebook comments. He said, I'm not eating nothing but Trill burgers. Well, damn, you must be rich, dog. That's a lot. You could buy a Hellcat eating that fucking Trill burgers every day, man.
Yeah, I just had it last week. I went after the show with the wife. Went to
Okay.
Grill Burger. Wasn't no line and none of that. But man, when I tell you it hit different when you order something, like order 2 things and the price just pow pow 50, 52, 38.
Yeah.
Dang, like it took 2 seconds to order this and it came up to 52.38 or whatever. Just be like, damn.
Yeah. Look, man, I've been trying to hold my tongue on the Trill Burger shit because Bun B's involved, and when you see a one of our own doing big things, you don't want to hate.
Yeah.
But this trend of fucking expensive ass fast food is just annoying to me in general, man. Like the Five Guys shit, some of this Steak Shack, some of this In and Out, like these are fucking not much different from a fucking quarter pounder at McDonald's, man. And you gonna charge me $15 for a burger? Nigga, this ain't Fuddruckers even, dog. This is even lower than that. And
Yeah.
I'm convinced everybody acting like this shit is really delicious is capping. They trying to justify the fact that they spent that much money on a burger and fries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more of the being at the place and having it.
Taking flicks on Instagram saying, "Hey, look where I was at." So,
Yeah.
like, let's be honest, man. Half of these places, these fucking, and I don't want to say nothing just in case we get in business with somebody. So I'm not gonna mention any more names.
Shout
I
out
guess
to my man Nick.
sponsorship is out the door.
Yeah,
Fuck.
shout out to my man Nick Sherfield, who run a lot of stuff at Trill Burger too.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. If y'all want to do business, I will change my opinion. But in general, man, like some of this stuff is just like it is just to be seen with it, to take the flick with it, it's the brand more so than what you're getting from it.
Yeah,
So it's pretty embarrassing, man. But
it's funny whenever I go, I could tell when it's somebody that's from out of town there. Because they come in, they got the cameras and they.
Oh yeah, they got yep.
I don't think I ever took a picture in there. I never took a picture like, hey, I'm in Trill Burger. I just go in there like it's a McDonald's and get what I need to get. But it's kind of funny just seeing a whole group of people going in like it's Breakfast Club or something.
Yeah, man. Clout's a hell of a drug, dog. Clout's a hell of a drug. You see your favorite celebrity at Trill Burger, you feel like almost a celebrity when you go there too. Like, look, I was where fucking Slim Thug was yesterday. Or some or anybody else who go through Rick Ross, or I don't know who else go to Trill Burger, but yeah, man.
Did you see he coming up with Trill Tenders?
That's gonna be what, $25 for 4?
Hey, apparently they had like I guess it was like a chicken strip festival or something like that, some type of festival in LA, and he got something called Trill Tenders, and they actually won it. So might be getting Trill tenders coming soon.
How about we do trill salads, man? Okay. How about we do
Ain't nothing,
trill smoothies, maybe,
ain't nothing
man?
about ain't nothing Trill about those salad.
Look, the obesity rates are climbing. I'm trying to get back in shape myself. We don't need to be encouraging more fucking fast food, greasy ass shit in our community, man. Okay, time to toughen up as is. Let's if it's gonna cost a fucking arm and a leg, at least let it not cost for your health as well. You
Yeah,
know, fucking let's get Trill salads popping, man. How about some healthy options at Trill Burger?
or
Fucking
Trill juice. Get the Trill juice going.
Trill juice. Yeah, we got a bunch of fancy ass well, I guess that kind of died out. Those juice bars that were
Yeah,
popping up everywhere. I guess that fad kind of died out. People just stopped giving a shit about eating healthy and all that. So
yeah. I think the new fad is like the hot chicken. That's like the new fad. The hot
yeah.
strips and then the hot chicken.
Yeah. So yeah, Trill tenders. That'll be a yeah, I'm interested in how they would. I don't know. I just feel like they would not look. When's the last time you had chicken tenders and said these are really good?
Well, my thing is, I wonder how much better can you make chicken
You
strips?
can't, man. Even the best, like the best, like some at like Popeyes and shit, and even those are like, okay, it's chicken strips, man. It's cool, but
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Tony Scott said, if we want to get in shape with the Gyms and Juice team, what gym do we got to go to? I mean, Figgy, you steady on the fitness tip too, probably more so than me right now. So where you been going to?
man. I go to the gym in the job, so I go downstairs to the gym here. But I don't know, man. Maybe I should do some type of little workout thing. I ain't no workout guru. I'm trying to, I'm trying to get it where I can fit in too, man. I'm trying to slim down too.
Mhm.
But yeah, maybe in the future we could do like whatever Jim Jones be doing. Try to hip hop artist to work out with him.
Yeah, like a fitness. You could be a fitness influencer, man. Me personally, there's a gym pretty close to me, but they close pretty early, and then they have some weird hours on the weekend. So I also go to Crunch Fitness. That is 24 hours, and it's only like $10 a month. And that's kind of replaced 24-hour fitness. I used to go to 24-hour fitness a lot, but the pandemic hit them pretty hard, and they closed down a lot of their shit. And even after before that, they were starting to not be 24 hours anymore. Like they'll
Yeah,
close at 10. I'm like, what the fuck? Change the name then.
yeah,
And then after the pandemic, a bunch of them shut down. And some of them got converted to other gyms. And the ones that stayed open started closing earlier.
man.
So I recommend if there's a Crunch Fitness, or I don't know if Planet Fitness is 24 hours, but Crunch Fitness, the one I go to is 24 hours. So anytime you can fit in a workout, that's a good one to go to. Plus, there's some baddies there'll be baddies at Crunch Fitness, man. I can't lie.
Yeah. It'd be a
It's
lot of
crazy.
it'd be a lot of baddies at gyms, man.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Oh, for
like
sure.
I go to the gym in the in our station building, so I'm the only one be in that gym, man.
Yeah.
Me and maybe one other person. So it's damn near my gym.
Hmm.
But one time I did go to Planet Fitness, I was just like, damn, it was all,
Yeah.
and they dress. I see why people be getting caught on camera, why trying to just kind of looking around.
Look, man,
Like,
it's the
They be dressed,
fucking
they be dressed up to the T, like they trying to show it off.
no, for sure, man. Like the tightness of the pants has gotten ridiculous now, dog. Like they got the ass shaped out already before you put the shit on in
Yeah,
these joggers, man. So yeah, I mean, people got to show up. Like what I do, I usually do weights in the morning because the gym is usually not as crowded, and I'll do cardio like around like 5, 6 because that's like the prime time. You can just do your cardio and have something to look at while
yeah,
you're doing cardio, man. So
yeah.
that's a nice little extra motivation and shit. Tony Scott said after Thanksgiving, let us know. Yeah. At this point, look, man.
Might as
At
well
this
start
point,
with
you might as
everybody
well just
else.
wait till January. At this point,
With everybody else.
this is when everybody gives up. I've noticed. They're like, "Fuck it, the year's already almost over. I'm just gonna,
Yeah,
I'll get right next year."
yeah, and then plus you got Christmas right around the corner.
Yeah,
So you're not trying to work out, start this health kick after Thanksgiving.
yeah.
You like, man, Christmas right there too. I might as well wait till January.
Yeah, that's why I usually try to go harder around this time because number one, it's going to be this is probably the most empty the gyms will be for the
Yeah,
whole year, and you want to get it in before the rush happens. So
yeah,
yeah, generally a pretty good time to go to the gym, honestly, if you really want to get it in. But yeah, I understand as well if you just like fuck it. That's one goal I didn't hit this year. I'll do it in 2024. Fuck it,
yeah.
pass the gravy. So anyway, welcome to another. We're fucking 15 minutes in, didn't do the intro yet. Welcome to another edition of the Gems and Juice podcast. We are back in full effect, of course. Figgy Fig, Ryan Rockett, going to give you the real and the raw. A lot going down this week. We got to talk about, man. Figgy, you gonna be at the fucking tailgate tomorrow for the game?
Yep. I'm gonna be out there. Yeah, I'm gonna be out there. Yeah, man, we're gonna be in the orange lot, Figgy's tailgate takeover. So shout out to HEB.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do our thing out there. I'm kind of pumped, man. It felt like it's been forever since I've been back at NRG because you got the bye week and then the away.
Yep.
So I kind of been liking the way this schedule been playing out. So it's like away game, home game, away game, home game,
Yep.
every game, home game. So it's not
12 o'clock start every single week.
Yep, you ain't got to worry about no Thursday night game.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out pretty good. I know. I want to say in a couple weeks we going to hit a stretch where it's 3 straight home games, but
Yeah.
But I'm fine with that because I think that's the only 3 straight home games, and then you got like back-to-back home games. But yeah, man, I'm super excited to get out there, man. I'm kind of ready for the season to end already, man. I'm already tired.
We ain't even halfway through yet, man.
It's so draining though. It's really draining when you be out there the whole time, and then before you know it, it's just like 11 o'clock and you're already sweated out. So I am glad the weather kind of breaking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that make it a little easier. But yeah, man, it's going.
No, I feel you, man. Yeah. We gotta talk about this. Let's get all the Texans talk in first, because I like doing this before the Texans people come in and they want to talk about it, and I can say, no, we already talked about it.
Yeah.
Go to the podcast. Let's get our numbers up, man.
I know. I was gonna ask, did you want to wait till the end to talk about it?
Hell no, we getting it out the way now. And so if you ain't here, tough luck.
Listen to it on the podcast or the stream. Replay the stream.
We could just hit him with the "we already talked about it" vibe. But we gotta talk about it, man. Now I said in the last podcast, since we are a fan base and people of extremes, that whoever won last week's game, the battle of the rookie quarterbacks, whoever won was the best draft pick of all time, and whoever lost was a bust. Well, unfortunately, the Houston Texans found a way to lose that game. The offense looked pretty pathetic for most of the game. Bryce Young looked pretty good at times, man. Gotta say, I think he'll be all right. But yeah, the Carolina Panthers got their first win of the season off the backs of the Houston Texans.
Man.
So Figgy, has this changed what you think about anything with the Texans, the coaching staff, the quarterback, the offense, anything?
It kind of brought me back down to earth because I was a little bit on the high. Remember when we first started, before the season started, and I said they'll probably win like 4, maybe 5 games.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why. Because it's a lot, like I feel like they good when they can blow people out, but I feel like close games like this is not always on the rookie head coach side or rookie quarterback side or rookie play caller side. I think a lot of these games, if they keep a lot of close games like this, it might not go in the Texans' favor, man, because they still young, they still trying to figure it out. and Bobby Slow, the play caller, probably gonna make some bad calls at times and stuff like that. So this is the reason why I said they might win maybe 4 or 5 games. I think I might have said 4 games. And it's gonna be a lot of games like this, man. I think they all still trying to figure it out. It's the first year. But the games before that, though, man, I feel like that got us pretty hyped where I felt like they could beat anybody. CJ looked good. But to me, I think this is the reality of it. I think it's gonna be a couple more games like this, to be honest, where we gonna criticize them. We're gonna say they should have called a timeout here. He should have ran the ball there. It's gonna be a bunch of that. And I think this was one of those games. The Atlanta game was one of those games. A game they easily could have won or probably should have won. I ain't gonna say easily, but a game they probably should have won, and it didn't happen. So I wouldn't say it changed anything. I still think CJ gonna be good. I still think D'Amico gonna be good. I think the team gonna be good going forward, but you gotta remember, man, it's a rookie play caller, it's a rookie head coach, it's a rookie quarterback, and stuff like this gonna happen. And I think it just brought me back down to earth.
Yeah, I think we was riding a little too high, got a little too big for our britches.
Yeah,
And I knew like at some point we're gonna lose a game like this,
yeah,
lose a game against a bad team. Now what I really hope, like the Carolina Panthers got to beat at least one more team this year, man. Because imagine if that's the only team they beat
they
and
go
the only
wild.
win they get this whole season is off the Houston Texans.
Yeah,
That'll be really embarrassing. So I hope they can beat somebody else. They was popping, they was celebrating like they won the whole thing in the locker room. So
yeah,
yeah, I don't know, man. I just hope this isn't the only game the Panthers win. Hopefully they can get something going, but I think it was what you said it was. It was like a soul to soul, as I call it, a soul to soul game. We came back to life and back to reality.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think like a lot of people overreacting as usual.
of course.
Look, man, I gotta keep telling people it's the first year, man. It's the first year. The first time play caller, first time head coach, and the first time a rookie quarterback, man. Stuff like this is going to happen. So, yeah, it suck. I feel like they should be in a playoff picture. And, in a perfect world, I would love for them to make the playoffs. That would be great. But look, man, they got to learn somewhere, man. They'll come in being all pros. You got to learn somewhere. So I think people should be excited next season for sure. Hopefully, Nick Casario spend a little bread and free agency, get some real free agents, not no little 1-year deal type of over the hill guys. Maybe you could make a big splash or something like that and actually be contending for a playoff spot or something like that. But yeah, man, I think people just need to realize it's the first year for everybody. So, they ain't gonna come out looking like the Chiefs. So, but I was on the high, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was on high. They beat Pittsburgh, they beat Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, okay, like we got something now. But it's the first year, man. So I got to get back down to earth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we all are. Now, who do you got in this next game? They're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who aren't that great. They're below 500. They're 3-4, I think, right now.
Yeah,
And also they're playing at home. The Texans seem to play a lot better at home than they do on the road. So, who do you have in this upcoming game?
man, this is tough, man, because I know the records show that the Tampa Bay Bucks ain't that good, but they better than what a lot of people thought, man.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield still the star quarterback. It looked like his job is not in question. So he been playing all right, and their defense is pretty good too. I don't know. I I don't. I think the Texans might lose this game, man. I think they might lose this game. It seems like stuff is kind of coming down to earth. You got injuries and all that stuff.
Yeah, Damian Pierce is out.
Yeah, so
Um,
Yeah, so I think they probably gonna lose this game. I think it's gonna be a close game. It might be similar to the last game, with low scoring and all that stuff. The offense don't look that efficient,
Hmm.
but I think they're gonna drop this game, man.
I think they might take it. It seems like the team is good at responding to losses. They just can't keep momentum going from a win.
Mm,
And they're playing at home. I don't know. I just feel like the offense will look a lot better on Sunday.
okay.
Now, I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I think the Texans might edge them out. You know, I'm kind of feeling like the Texans will win this one, but if they don't, who do they play? Who's next on the schedule?
Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got Cincinnati, and then you got Arizona, who pretty much tanking, but you can't like looking at the schedule, you can't say all of these teams, oh, the Texans should beat them. It's a toss.
yeah. I mean, the schedule isn't. I wouldn't call this a tough schedule for the rest of the season. Um, but it- I just feel like if they lose this one, I feel like this could be like the beginning of a dangerous skid.
Yeah,
So I feel like they kind of need to win this next game, man, because I feel like, and we've seen this happen where you think the team is going to look good, and then just loss after loss piles up, and they can't seem to get out that funk. The offense just can never seem to get going in any game anymore. And that's what I'm worried about. So I feel like it's kind of now or never. They need to pull this game out
yeah.
because, they're going to lose against the Bengals. Let's be real. And
You got Arizona after that. You got Jacksonville again, and they look like a
yeah,
totally different team from the last time they lost. Which
yeah,
that's,
yeah,
they look
yeah.
they look good. You got Denver, New York Jets, Tennessee, who kind of look scary, look like they got a quarterback. So yeah, that's the other thing too, man. Tennessee, I thought they were gonna be tanking, but they put Will Levis in, and he looked all right. He looked like he could carry a little something.
Yeah,
So
man. That's why
yeah,
everybody was, I just, that's what made me nervous when everybody was really quick to call CJ Stroud like the best rookie of the season, rookie quarterback of the season. I'm like, after what, 3 games, man, we making that decision, dog?
yeah,
So I don't know. I'm not ready to call anything like that, but yeah, I feel like things could quickly go off a cliff if the Texans lose this next game at home, man. So they got to find a way to pull it out. And we'll see how it goes, man. I don't know. I'm
yeah,
looking forward to the game. We'll see how it goes. Figgy Fig will be there, of course, doing his tailgate thing. Make sure you say what's up to him if you out there. And yeah, let's see what happens, man. Let's roll the dice.
yeah,
Um, so let's get into some topics and music and shit, man. We'll talk about the Rockets and all that shit later with the NBA. We'll say that for later. I don't feel like getting into it right now. Anyway, some new music dropped, man. Megan Thee Stallion came back. She made her official comeback. I guess she technically already came back with the feature with Cardi B. Quiet as kept. Is it me or did that song flop pretty hard?
not only did that song flop, I don't even think it flop. It just dropped,
Came
and
and
that was
went.
yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it that one time, and I was not a fan of that song, and
Yeah.
I don't know if that song was like in the tuck for a little bit, but that's that song ain't do nothing, man. And it's funny too listening to other people um that was talking about that song when that song dropped. Because you could hear like the New York bias of that song.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, oh no, that song gonna be everywhere. Oh, I can see it's just like, man, like no, that song is not it, man. And you could tell it sound I always use the word too produced, which means it sound like a fake ratchet type of song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, nah, like how can people relate to that? Like it's one thing just listening to the song, but I don't know if you've seen the video. But the video, to me, I felt like it didn't match the song at all.
Yeah, and it was too much, man.
It was
Like,
too Met Gala ish.
yeah, it was too much. They was forcing the lesbian angle a little
Yeah,
too hard, man. I'm like, all right.
yeah. Like when you hear that song, I want to see some ass twerking.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see like the biggest ass of all time just twerking when you hear that song. And they didn't give me that in that video, man. Where I'm just like, nah. You could tell somebody wrote that, and they're way bigger than what they used to be. They passed that ratchet stage. So let's put on this nice looking summer dress and twirl around in it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this song ain't it.
Yeah, I feel like WAP was like their best of both worlds. And
Yeah,
that song was like their best of both worlds too.
yeah,
Some shit that people forgot about already.
yeah.
So, yeah, but anyway, Megan Thee Stallion is back. She released a new single called Cobra. You know, she talked, it's kind of more of a, you would think listening to the beat, it would be more of like a, you know, a typical Megan Thee Stallion twerk song, talking shit. But the lyrics are more personal, I guess, of what she's been going through the past year or so. She talks about being depressed. She talks about like basically wanting to kill herself. She talks about walking in to somebody allegedly, assumedly party, Partisan Fontaine, her supposedly ex-boyfriend. I don't know if they officially broke up. I guess she was dating Lukaku.
Yeah,
So I guess they're officially broken up.
yeah, I think they did break up. And
So I never
yeah,
saw any statement by the PR people. So, but I guess they officially broke up. And she mentioned something about walking in on him, getting his dick sucked in the same place they sleep or something like that, or catching him or something like that. Basically alleging he cheated.
yeah,
And I think he posted a meme on his IG story of that Future video saying it's an evil world we live in. So I don't know. Maybe there's some more that happened that he don't want to talk about right now.
mm.
But anyway, yeah, it's more of a personal song, despite the beat and you know the danceable flow. A lot the video released as well, a lot of artsy, a lot of ass, you know, a lot of symbolism and what have you. So yeah, Figgy, what do you think about this comeback single from Megan Thee Stallion, Houston's very own?
So let me be clear. I didn't hear the song.
Oh no.
I didn't. Yeah, I
Just
heard.
say you hate women and go. You damn misogynist.
Yeah, so when I turned this song on, I heard the first part of it, and the beat and the lyrics kind of threw me off a little bit. Where I'm like, wait a minute, she's not rapping about what she usually rap about on this beat. And so I wasn't in the right place of mind because I had to sit down and listen. This is
Yeah.
something. This is something I can't just throw on and not pay attention, just bob my head. I gotta like listen to what she's saying because it could be some stuff in there. I ain't know if it was some Tory shots in there, no pun intended.
Mm.
I ain't, you know, past relationships. We heard the party thing. So this was something I'm like, I got to sit down and listen to it and look at the lyrics to see who the hell she talking about. But as far as the song, I think this is something she needed, man, because a lot of people, it seems like it's a lot of artists that don't really address the stuff they're going through
Yeah.
in a high profile situation like this. And I felt like she been going for a minute and she never really said anything about it. And I felt like this was the perfect way to do it. Just come out, you know, rap. A lot of people say she rap about the same thing. Well, she didn't on this one.
Mhm.
It was total opposite. And I think this is something she needed, man. I'm sure she probably feel better just getting it out there like that, just rapping. Just put it on wax and do your thing. And yeah, I think this is something she needed to do to move forward. Now, I don't expect her to make a whole album like this or hell make another song like this. I don't know. Maybe she got a Tory song somewhere. I don't know. But I think one of these songs was much needed for her. And if she go back to the old Meg, you know, rapping about twerking and all that stuff, then I'm fine with it. But I'm glad she put this out. I think this is something she needed.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's a cool song. I mean, I probably won't go back to it to be honest, but it was a cool song lyrically. I think she's one of the best women. People want to give Sexy Red and Glorilla and people like that credit. I feel like Megan is really the only person who's really, really rapping. If we want to
Yeah.
be honest right now, man, everybody else is kind of more basic with it. But you could tell she's more of a student of the rap game, and she actually tries to put meaning and thought behind her lyrics. So yeah, I thought it was a cool video. Of course, I didn't mind the visuals. I liked it very much. Some people were upset about it because they're saying, "Oh, why is she talking about being depressed but got her ass out and popping pussy and all that?" I'm like, look, man, would you even have paid attention if she was just in a black dress, like or some shit?
Should she be
Come
in a
on, man. Exactly. She could be depressed and still feel sexy. I guess I don't know how women work, but
She's talking
like
about how she was depressed.
exactly.
So she went through.
People were just calling her. Look, and here's the problem, man. I guess the issue that Megan faces is that people just don't like her. And I feel like
Yes.
I feel like her haters are way bigger and more numerous than her stands online. You
Yeah.
know, I think she has a few stands, some hotties, but not many. And there's a lot of people who just don't like her,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and they don't really want to say why they don't like her because they'll be pointed out for being an asshole, but really it's because of the Tory shit.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, it was a lot of people back when she was hot that always found something negative to say about her,
Yeah.
but it couldn't be as loud because she was hot and
Hmm.
you'll get jumped on. But I think the problem now is, you mentioned it's not many hotties online that's probably out there defending her or, coming to her defense. That's because I feel like they might have died off a little bit because, I mean, what was her last hot single? And like, I don't want to say she's sitting there fading away, but I feel like I feel like if she had some blazing hot singles or something like that, I feel like they'll still be around. But she went go, she got low for a little bit because of the obvious situation, and they just not around. Is more Tory stands than
Yeah.
so you got the Tory stands on top of the people that didn't care for from the beginning. So now they're even louder because of the Tory situation. And now they saying, see, that's why I never like her. See? So it's terrible, man. I really feel bad for her, man.
I do too. I
Because
do
all
too. I mean,
all,
to
all
be
the stuff she went through, man, it's just like,
yeah.
damn, man.
I mean, to be fair, she does have a machine behind her. She's gotten good opportunities, and like I don't think her career is dead by any means. I'm not saying that.
Nah,
But I also feel like even the people who defend her online and will actually argue for her aren't really listening to her music like that. You
yeah,
know, I just don't think she's gonna be. Sexy Red kind of just took over, man, and now I feel like it's unfortunate that really only one woman can be hot and rap at a time, but it kind of feels like that, man. And
yeah,
right now, she kind of has that spot. And Megan, she will have people who like her and will defend her, but I don't think it's going to equate to like a lot of sales or streams or anything like that. But
yeah. I guess the women rap scene is so weird, man, because
yeah,
obviously when you look at the guys, anybody can be king, everybody can eat. But with the women, it seemed like when one person get discovered and they actually make a couple slaps, then everybody go to that side
hmm
and push that person up and just that's the other person. And it's like, why you can't like both? Why you can't champion both? It's like one get hot and we all run to that side and say, hey,
yeah.
he's the best. And then once we find somebody else, we run to that side. Oh, that person's the best now. Ain't nobody listening to that other person. It's like one day you're hot, the next day people don't even know you.
It also doesn't help that some of the biggest names always find a way to beef with each other. You know, so for example, you really can't be a Nicki Minaj and Cardi B fan, at least not online. You
Yeah,
have to pick a side, man, because they are at constant war with each other online. You can't be a Cardi fan and a Nicki fan. You got to choose.
yeah,
Even though they're two of the biggest names in rap, really, in the past 10 years or so. So, I mean,
yeah,
that's the thing as well. There's always seems to be some kind of beef between these artists too. So, I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
that's just rap in general, I guess. But yeah, shout out to Meg. Hopefully she I don't know, just has a fruitful career, can drop a good album. I know she's trying to get out this 1501 thing. So hopefully that all gets resolved and settled. So
yeah. She look good too, man.
she
She,
does, man.
yeah, like she nice and slim.
Yeah, I was worried she was gonna get that Doja Cat body where she just lost way too much weight and got skinny everywhere and lost all the ass. But nah, she still has a lot of ass, man.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
her stomach is just crazy toned right now. So
yeah,
yeah, shout out to her, man.
yeah. She look like she in a good space.
Yep. I also heard a Benny the Butcher song with Lil Wayne on it.
I
Heard
heard that.
that too, man. Lil Wayne kill it as every time. I think it was an Alchemist beat too.
Yeah,
Well, and see, that's why somebody, at least rap wise, somebody like a Lil Wayne to me is always going to be above somebody like a Drake. I know we've been shitting on Drake a lot this past few weeks, man.
yeah,
But I have to say, man, like the fact that he can get on tracks like that and kill it,
yeah,
and you really don't see Drake do stuff like that, man. He don't really step out of his comfort zone in terms of like, you know, getting in with the grimy shit, even though I know he likes it. You know, he talks about watching rap battles and being a fan of that. We know he's a fan of that type of music, but he don't really step in that arena. And Lil
yeah,
Wayne ain't scared to step in with anybody.
yeah. He was
And he
stepping.
always kills it.
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing I like about Lil Wayne, man. I feel like he don't care who it is.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna bring his A game. It seems like it's never no politics or no, don't put this song out or I ain't signed off on this. He got on a song with Benny the Butcher, man. And probably one of his better verses, man.
Yeah.
Like he sounded like he was not on no drugs, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It was clean. He was pronunciating. He was doing all that, man. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, dang, I ain't hear Wayne. It felt like I ain't hear Wayne like this in a long time.
Yeah, no, I've said on the podcast before, man. I think he's technically a better rapper now than he's ever been. You know,
Yeah,
like when he's really on it, he's way better than he's been before. When people all the punchlines and shit, that he don't really do that no more. And his lines, it's just his execution, his flow, everything is on point, man. So
yeah,
I personally think he's a better rapper now than he's ever been. He's just not as hot anymore. So he's not going to make the Billboard #1 singles anymore. But
yeah,
you know, rap wise, he's definitely he's not falling off rap wise, man. I have to say that much.
yeah.
Now with that being said, we can transition that into a topic, I guess. Let's play this clip, man, because J. Cole was doing a podcast with Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty has a show, I think. And he had J. Cole on there, and they talked about his they talked about Joe Budden's comments, and Joe Budden basically said during his album review of the Drake album that J. Cole washed Drake bad on that first person shooter song.
Yeah,
And he was basically talking about how, Drake didn't show up for it and all that. And Lil Yachty, you could tell he was trying to shoot some bail by alleging that Joe Budden had some beef with Drake, and that kind of tainted his view. And Cole talked about that verse as well, man. So let's play this clip from the podcast and hear what they had to say about it.
Joe Budden with first person shooter. It felt like there was already a personal vendetta towards Drake, which made it a thing to where it was like, oh, Drake got washed. Oh, Drake may not be that guy. Not looking at it from a standpoint of, man, I think personally, I think what his first contributor to that song made it the song it is. It gave it the energy.
And I also hate how people think like if Cole and Drake get on the song together, it's like they gotta be trying to like out rap each other and shit.
I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
In that moment, he chose the song over the competition and what they gonna say. Boom, boom, boom. Drake ain't looking at it like I'm gonna take Cole fucking head off at some point. Don't think he's not looking at it like, nah, we just gonna make the bet. Nah, he come from that cloth.
Yeah.
So
true.
he at some point in time, he gonna want his lick back.
Now, to be fair, that clip looked like it was kind of edited, so I don't know the full context of the conversation. But it seems like Cole was basically agreeing with Joe Budden.
Yeah, that's what I got from it. That's what I got from it. And it seemed like Cole, not Cole, but it seemed like Drake is not that type of person that will get on a song with him and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna be in a different vibe right here.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to out rap anybody. I'm gonna sing on this one, or I'm a rap sing on this. He don't sing like that type of person. I would get that vibe from like a To me, I feel like a Andre 3000 will pull some shit like that, or a Kendrick will pull some shit like that at a certain extent. But yeah, when Joe said that, I ain't feel like he was hating or he only saying that because he got some issues with Drake or anything. I feel like that was the perfect time. Like, and there ain't got to be no like beef when you rapping against somebody or something like that. But have the better verse, man. Everybody do that. I used to do that. I used to be on the same song with this guy, and we used to always try to have the better verse. Even though we were like on the same team, we would always try to have the better verse, man. That's just natural competition if you come from that cloth. And Drake come from that cloth. But I thought it was funny. J. Cole pretty much confirmed that.
I mean, anybody who has ears and listens to rap could tell that J. Cole got the better on that song, man.
What was funny is hearing Joe Budden break that down, and J. Cole first verse was strong. It was just like, oh shit. And then Drake verse was kind of like meh.
Yeah.
And then Joe Budden made the comment of like, oh, he ain't trying to go there. Oh, he ain't trying to go there. So let me throw a little something different in there then, since he don't want to go there like that. And I thought that was accurate, man. Because have you ever been somewhere and I guess you're supposed to work with somebody on something and you come in strong and they don't really come in that strong and you like, oh dang, let me just take it easy then. Let me leave these strong ideas to the side then, because it seemed like it's not that big of a deal, and I came in with it like it's a big deal. It seemed like J. Cole kind of approached it like that.
Yeah. I mean, and here's to be fair, I think Lil Yachty has a point, because I think people in general have gotten a little too corny with the who killed who in rap. I've seen people try to debate who had the better verse on Miss Jackson by Outkast, or some shit like that storytelling, the art of storytelling, or some shit. And I'm like, dog, these are songs with actual concepts. It's not them trying to have the best verse. It's actually a song about something. Yeah. And I actually thought that way about, even though this is the go-to example of somebody getting killed on their own shit, Jay-Z, Eminem, Renegade.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Eminem went crazy on that fucking song, man. But I always felt like Jay-Z, they were it was a song about their life, man. They were talking about like the reception they got in the media, how they've been talked about and critiqued. Like, it was a song with an actual concept behind it. It wasn't just, a New York cypher freestyle battle type, like a song by the Locks or something, man. It was an actual song with some meaning behind it. But to be fair, he did get murdered, man. So I can't take anything from people who say that. But I didn't think it was that bad, because I didn't think it was that type of song where they were trying to out rap each other.
Yeah. Do you feel like, where did that concept come? Do you feel like that concept came from Nas? just like
Yes.
in the song.
And I wasn't around, like I was young when Blueprint dropped, man. So I wasn't around the hip hop discussions. Maybe everybody was saying, "Ooh, Jay-Z got killed on his own shit." But Ether, when he dropped that line about Eminem killing him on his own shit, is when it really blew up to me. That's
Yeah,
when everybody just started saying Eminem killed him, and that whole narrative started.
yeah, because I remember I was young when the song came out too, but I remember being around my young friends and older people saying how Eminem killed that verse. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a competition thing, like, oh, he killed Jay-Z on that song. It was more of a damn, skip the Eminem part, or let's get the Eminem part. Remember when somebody had a verse that cold, we would wait for the other verse.
Yep.
So it was always like that, but I mean, that was kind of the 2000s. That was the 90s and 2000s when you want to hear a favorite artist like Eminem on a song with Jay-Z, and you can't wait to hear him on the verse. And honestly, that's normal, man.
Yeah.
I say this all the time. If you're featured on my song, you should have the better verse.
Mm-hmm.
I should, if I got a better verse than somebody that's featured that I paid for to be on my song, that's not a good sign to me. And I used to always tell people that when I was rapping, when I used to try to work with other artists and they'd try to charge me or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not about to pay you, and I had a better verse than you. To me, that didn't make any sense. I'm like, oh, like I'm better than you. So I wanted to work with you because I like you and I like your music and stuff, but like don't try to disrespect me and make me pay, and your verse ain't even gonna be better than mine or up there with mine. So I thought it was fair that somebody like Eminem should go off on a Jay-Z song. But I
Yeah.
think it started with the Nas thing, man.
It did, and it kind of snowballed from there, man. And to be fair, there are some posse cuts from like New York artists, like fucking Bam from TV, some Big Punch shit, where everybody is just rapping and they're just trying to have the best verse, like some
Yeah,
Slaughterhouse shit. See, Joe Budden comes from that too.
yeah,
Slaughterhouse songs where everybody was just trying to have the best verse, man.
yeah. Even the locks, they kind of come from
Yeah.
that cloth too, where I think they actually said it, how they always go in trying to have the best
Mhm.
verse. There's always a competition.
Or
between-
Jay-Z and Cameron on Welcome to New York City, man, where we know they were trying to top each other. Pause.
Yeah.
So, but to counter what Lil Yachty said, this was not one of those songs where they were just trying to be, friendly and shit. Even in the song, they talked about who's the best and who's the GOAT. Like they were kind of going at each other in the lyrics. So
Yeah,
you can't say, they were just trying to make Drake was just trying to make a good song. Nah, man, he knows what this is. He knows what people would say. He's smart. Okay,
Yeah.
he knows the public dialogue and how it goes, and he got beat.
yeah,
Man, some of the lyrics he said, this one, there's a line that I still can't get over because I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about, and it took me a while to finally get. I think I looked it up and I was like, I get it now. He says something like a kid that act bad from January to November, nigga, it's just you and Cole. I had no idea what the fuck that meant at first, man. And then it took me, okay, Christmas you get cold. But what a stretch that shit was, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the best we come up with on a song with J. Cole. And that's the best punchline metaphor thing you could come up with. He got washed, man. It is what it is. Drake knows it. He knows what this game is. And Lil Yachty was just trying to shoot him some bail because that's his friend.
Yeah.
And I get it. But I think, when people say that Joe Budden is he doesn't like Drake, I feel like they're only watching the clips, man, because like we said on the podcast, like he liked the album.
Yeah.
And he's really a low-key Drake's, not even low-key, he's a Drake stan, man.
Yeah.
He loves Drake's music.
It was one time I think they were waiting on that SZA record to drop. They were actually on the podcast sitting there counting it down. I'm just like, what the like? Who else would do something like that to a Drake song?
Yeah.
A high-profile platform like that ain't gonna sit there and count down a release to listen to it. So Yeah, people just watching the clips. That's all it is.
Yeah. To say that he said that because he didn't like Drake, everybody was saying that online without Joe Budden's opinion that Cole washed him, man. Okay, it wasn't just Joe Budden saying that. So it is like they knew what it was, man. And I don't want to hear the excuses. Like the Astros, man. All y'all fans out there, I don't want to hear excuses. Take the L. Get them
Well,
next
it
time.
wasn't nobody at the parade.
Our parade was more lit. Why y'all talking about the Astros when y'all won the World Series? Why y'all doing this and that, man?
Yeah,
Take the L next
yeah,
season.
yeah.
What up, Tab? See you in the YouTube comments, man. What up, Tab? It's been a
What's up,
while,
Tab?
man. What's going on, Tab? Hope you're doing well, dog.
Tab doing this thing with his YouTube channel and all that stuff too.
I
Talking
gotta check
sport.
it out, man.
Yeah.
Gotta drop a sub in there. So yeah, that does it for the J. Cole discourse, I guess. Have you been watching this Kai Cenat jail live stream, man? Every day I see some new celebrities up in there.
Hey, I have been watching it, man. Dog, this really had me intrigued, man. Because to me, I feel like this is something I never seen before. And somebody like that, I wasn't familiar with him up until he tried
Caused
to
a
give out.
riot.
Yeah, pretty much caused a riot. Got charged with causing a riot. That was my first time ever hearing about him. But I've been kind of keeping up with him just to kind of see what he talk about and stuff, man. Because eventually I want us to get there.
Yeah.
But man, dog, I gotta give it to him, man. That was impressive. That was something totally different. That was something I never seen. It's not just sitting in front of a computer, just talking shit. But dog, he actually went. He had a whole jail type of vibe with. I don't know if those actors or I'm sure probably friends and actors and all that stuff, but being in there for 7 days, streaming for 7 days, and kind of going with the whole jail thing, I thought that was super creative. I think the only thing I wish he could have did, and he might end up doing it again some point, but I think bigger celebrities should have got in on this, like a little more rappers, because you had Drewski in there. I heard Offset was supposed to make an appearance, but I guess he didn't like the album review. I guess word on the street is Kai gave him a bad album review. So he kind of flaked out on it or something. I don't know if that was true or not, but just imagine watching that stream and then you see somebody like a damn, I'm trying to think of somebody that been to jail before or something. Some type of rapper that known street
BG. BG go right back in jail.
No, I know he's trying to stay out of there, man. He's been in there for 14 years. I know he's trying to get it. But let's say somebody like, Jeezy released the album today.
Yeah.
Let's say somebody like a Jeezy come in there and just kind of and then it's kind of like an unofficial interview where he just like spitting wisdom and all this other stuff. Or I was gonna say Rick Ross. He could come in as the CEO.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
But I think that's a good idea, man. I think right now a lot of people are kind of lacking creativity, because when you look online, it's the same thing. Now I feel like the flavor of the month now is the dry humor type of interviews. And it seems like everybody trying to do that now. But I thought that was genius for him to do something like that, and bring in somebody like a Drewski. I forgot who else was in there, but I thought it was super dope, man. I don't know what else you can do with that, but salute to him, man. That was super creative, man.
Yeah, I mean, there are some streamers doing some creative things, man. I saw a dude a few weeks ago. He was a small time streamer, but he did a stream where he like locked himself in his closet for 7 days straight, and he streamed himself. And if you donated money, you can like fuck with him. Like you could shoot ping pong balls at him while he tried to sleep. You could play music nonstop and sound alerts. Like it was crazy, man. I don't know how he didn't go insane. I think he actually did the whole thing. Damn. But this was 24 hours, 7-day stream, man. where he was just in the chat was of course just trolling him nonstop. So you see him trying to sleep and he's getting hit by these ping pong balls and all this music is playing and
So how
shit.
did that hurt? How did that work? How you get hit with the ping pong balls?
So like he had it rigged up to,
Okay.
I guess, an alert. Like they found some way to do these things with these streams, man. Where if you like an alert will trigger something on your stream thing. So I guess he rigged it somehow. So how if you get this notification, then this thing will happen. So I don't know. It seemed crazy though. So I don't know how he did it, but people do these stunts all the time, and it's pretty creative, man. At least see how crazy people can get with these ideas sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But salute to Kai. This the funny part about this though, whenever somebody come in, like somebody new come in, it's just like I don't want to say just like a jail because I've never been, but as soon as somebody walk in, fresh meat. Oh, then they like kind of gang up on them a little bit. And it was one group I wasn't familiar with the group, but the other one like, hey, let's get my gang in this bitch. And then they all start like fighting and rumbling, and you could tell it was fake, but it was just hilarious. Like I don't know why that had me glued like that, but it was just something different, man. Something. It's not just sitting watching somebody at a computer desk.
Yeah,
but it was cool, man. And the dude only 21, which is wild, man. But salute to him, man. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I haven't seen any think pieces yet, but I wonder if anybody wrote any about why, like one of the youngest people that's in the entertainment game got to do a prison stream, and how kids look up to him and kids are watching these streams and shit like that. I wonder if people had a think piece about that.
I thought somebody was gonna do that at one point, and I was listening to the Joe Bud podcast. And they brung it up, and I thought they was gonna say that was cringy. Why you gotta act like you in prison? But they were just like, hey, it's movies like this, like it's all type of stuff like this. It was actually entertaining. So they ain't really they actually liked it. So I thought I was gonna see a little more stuff trying to say how ignorant it is and all this other stuff. But I thought it was genius. The only thing I'm worried about though, I don't like I know you can't do anything about it, but these big old, record labels or white companies, the one thing I don't want to see is them capitalizing off of that and saying, hey, let's get this rapper to be the face of this type of stream and we make all the money off of it and they make a little penny off of it type of thing. Where we see all of these streams or shows about being in jail, where it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Something different. Like, I'm not mad at the, the jail thing, but I don't want to see 20 of them because you think that's all we want to see. So that's the only thing I'm a little worried about.
Yeah. And the clout thing in general, man, how some of these people are just trying to do ignorant shit. That's one thing I'm really annoyed with, seeing people doing ignorant shit for try to get a big name on YouTube and try to get clicks and views and shit on TikTok and all that. Like that dude, I think it was here in Houston, where the dude was like just walking to the people and punching them in the back of the head.
Oh yeah, I
see that shit.
Yeah,
he just went to the park and like punched multiple people in the back of the head. He had a gun on him too, and they interviewed him afterwards. He was like, "Yeah, I'm young. I make mistakes. People make mistakes." They go, "What?"
And then he said, I ain't know it's gonna blow up like this.
I mean, you was hoping it would, just not that way.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Turn out like this. Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
The pranks, all that shit, I'm not cool with, man. I don't like that at all. The prank culture in streams and shit, I don't like that. But it was creative of Kai to do that. So it was good look getting people other people involved too. So Tab says he's good, just busy. I feel you, man. A lot going on. End of the year. Got to get that hustle on, man. I feel you. Brad Spoon has a question for you, Figgy. He says, I need a professional's opinion. Can I order 30 egg rolls and take them to a tailgate, or is that lame? Now we got to ask the tailgate pro here, Figgy Fig, man. What do you think about taking 30 egg rolls to a tailgate?
I don't think that's lame. I don't think that's lame because I've been to a bunch of tailgates and a lot of them had certain themes, and some people just had just a boatload of food, man. So I don't think that's lame at all, man. I don't think it's a because I think egg rolls is a good finger food too. So the one thing I learned at the tailgate, man, it's easier having a lot of finger foods and something you could just pick up and eat. But yeah, the egg rolls kind of random though. I wonder what make you want to just take some random egg rolls, but I think it's cool, man. Yeah, take some egg rolls to it.
You can't go wrong with egg rolls, man. You ever met anybody who didn't like egg rolls?
Yeah.
Like, you really can't go wrong with that, man. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I don't see the
I
problem.
like how they spicing up the egg rolls too, man. Because
Mhm.
especially black folks, you got like you got the what kind of egg roll? You got like the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. You got like corned beef egg rolls. You got all
Mhm.
these different unique egg rolls now.
Get some boudin egg rolls, man.
Yeah, or some dirty rice egg rolls.
I saw a nigga. I saw a dude that on Twitter earlier this week who was eating a chitlin pizza. Sidebar, I don't know what the fuck that was, man.
Oh my god, man!
It looked disgusting, man. And this dude was like, I swear, like 400 plus pounds too,
Oh my god,
eating a chitlin pizza,
Earl.
man. Ugh.
Oh my goodness.
Disgusting. Some of y'all taking it too far, but
Disgusting Justin. Man.
Oh man. So yeah, the Figgy Fig has ruled it not corny to take 30 egg rolls, man. So
Yeah.
so be at peace, Spoon. Go ahead and bring your egg rolls.
Yeah,
man.
they might take them all, man. To be
Oh,
honest,
they probably will.
you wouldn't believe like something like that. That shit will fly off. So yeah, take some of those.
Yeah. Go ahead and do it, man. Other news. We gotta talk about some NBA news. A lot happened. James Harden was once again. James Harden. Tony Scott says he needs to come to Gyms and Juice workout weekend. Yeah,
30 egg rolls.
yeah, we're gonna have a Gyms and Juice workout weekend one day, man. After Thanksgiving. We
Yeah,
all fat and plump.
maybe we go to the park and run or something.
Yeah, have a fun run like in elementary school.
Yeah.
James Harden once again. Somehow this man just gets whatever he wants. And he went to the team of his choice again. He demanded a trade from the 76ers. They played hardball for a little bit, but they went ahead and sent his ass to the Los Angeles Clippers, which is exactly where he wanted to go once again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he got his wish. Some people say that the 76ers got fleeced. And they people think the return wasn't worth it. I guess if there was any Clippers fans are worried about how James Harden might affect the chemistry of what's going on there with Kawhi and Russell Westbrook and whatnot.
Oh, that championship chemistry they got.
I mean, I don't know. If Kawhi want to play more than 20 games this season, maybe they can make something happen in the playoffs, man. I don't know. But yeah, I don't. What do you think about this trade? Actually, nah, fuck it. I don't want to talk about that yet because I want to talk about what Chris Broussard said, man.
Oh yeah.
Play this clip, man. So I swear I was on the floor laughing at this shit, man.
Me too.
Oh man, this was the funniest thing I saw all week. So Chris Broussard was on I forget what that show was called. What's it called with Nick Wright?
First thing first.
Is it First Thing First? Because I thought didn't that used to be the morning show? Because they moved it to like 3 p.m.
Yeah, they moved
so
it.
It's weird that they call it First Thing First still.
Yeah.
But so they were talking about this trade and Chris Broussard just kind of went off the rails talking. So look, in case you haven't heard it, let's hear it.
But he's not going to be You think he thinks he's going to play like he did?
I think he's not going to get to play the way he wants, and he's going to. It's not going to work well.
Nick, is the man retarded? I mean, developmentally disabled.
Sure.
To think that he is going to go to the Clippers.
Look at dude the way he drinking this
I know.
Number 2, and still Russell Westbrook there, and think that he's going to shoot 25 times.
Wait for the cleanup attempt here. Let it play out. Wait for the cleanup.
Let me apologize for using that word. I have my first cousin. We just put him.
God.
He died a few months ago, a month or two ago. He was developmentally disabled. So I didn't mean to use that word.
Of course.
I'm not racist. I have black friends.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not against the retarded people. Oh, dog. I laughed so hard. At number one, I saw the first clip, and that had me on the floor. Then I saw the full thing where he tried to explain it away by talking about his developmentally disabled cousin. That he wanted to say he put him down. He died last month or a month or two ago. Oh man, I was laughing, dog. I played that back 50 times.
It's the man retarded.
Like
what? No,
I really couldn't believe. Like that was one of the funniest things. Maybe the funny. Like that's probably top 5 funniest sports talk moment of all time, man.
The way that host.
Oh my god! But yeah, the fun that when it cut to him at the perfect time because he wasn't even saying anything.
He thinks he's going to play like he
Look
did.
at this dude's face, man.
Play the way he wants.
It's panning him for just at the perfect time.
Is the man retarded? I mean,
he's like, what?
Why you do the people's eyebrow?
You put up the people's eyebrow, dog. He had an instant reaction, like he doesn't know where the fuck that came from.
Yeah, look, he's like, I'm gonna need a little drink.
Yeah, let me go ahead. I hope I don't lose my job over this. You don't see me saying anything right now. Oh man,
oh my goodness.
So, Figgy, is James Harden retarded?
Let me do the people's eyebrow.
Yeah. It's, sidebar though, I've noticed people have been trying to bring that word back. That used to be one of those banned. That was one of the first words to get canceled, I feel.
Yeah.
Because that and the F word, the other F word, were 2 words used to hear all the time in songs and in TV shows and everything. And now those are like the first words to get canceled. That, of course, the N word was always there. Yeah. But those are 2 of the first words that used to be said by everybody that got canceled.
Yeah.
But there's been like a movement to bring that word back, man.
Yeah. Remember, I think it was Black Eyed Peas that had the let's get retarded. The funniest thing about that song is really amazing. The funniest part is Fergie in the intro singing, "Let's get retarded in here." Oh my god. Oh my god. I got tears in my eyes, man. And that was like they used to play that version. I heard that version first. And then they cleaned it up when the NBA wanted to use it for their promos and shit. And then they wiped you can still find the original one on YouTube. But they wiped that version off the map, man, in other places. It's like the forbidden song now. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man. But that is really wild how popular that song was.
Yes.
That was the original lyric. And that was the lyric that used to be played. Like they used to always play that lyric.
Yes.
So man, that was crazy, man.
Yes. Yeah, it was a different time, I guess, man, in 2004, whenever that song came out. But yeah, that was it was crazy how that was a huge pop song.
It was a big hit, man.
Yeah. I wonder if that actually got any complaints. Let me look it up on Wikipedia. Did anybody actually complain about that?
Yeah, because that was around the time where people wasn't complaining about that word.
Yeah, I mean,
word
some people were. Okay, I don't see any controversy on the wiki page, so I guess nobody really cared that much.
Yeah.
Let's Get It Started is a song recorded by the American group The Black Eyed Peas. It is a clean version of Let's Get Retarded from their studio album Ella Funk. The album version was originally only reworked for its use in promotion for the 2004 NBA playoffs in April. However, the new version was so well received that it was released as the final single from the album. So it wasn't even a single at first, I guess. That's crazy. But yeah, it was only censored because the NBA wanted to use it for promos in the 2004 NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's the NBA's fault, ruining everything as usual.
Yeah, I Google Let's Get Retarded. I feel weird saying that. But
Hey, it's not banned anymore. I didn't even hear Chris do like a whole media copa over this shit.
I know. I guess
I didn't see he didn't post anything on Twitter about it.
Yeah, I guess he thought he was cool because he mentioned his cousin. They had to put his cousin down, and he was mentally disabled. So I guess he passed right there. But I see a lot of stuff that said Black Eyed Peas quietly changed the offensive lyrics.
Yeah. What's up, HRW on Twitch? What's up, man? He says, remember the song Money for Nothing had F word in it? Yeah, I just looked that up by Dire Straits that had the F word in it. It wasn't a lot of things. I remember The Message by Grandmaster Flash. He said something like a undercover fag, or I was going to say that. My bad.
Yeah.
Don't get banned. I didn't say the whole thing. Don't ban me, YouTube. But a lot of rap songs back in the day, had some stuff like that, man.
Yeah. Grandmaster. He did say walking around looking like you something. Boy Floyd or something. He said something. Yeah, it was a wild.
Now I gotta look it up, man. Okay. Got sent up for an 8-year bid. Now your manhood is took, and you're okay. Now your manhood is took, and you're a Maytag. Spend the next 2 years as an undercover F word. So yeah. And I'm pretty sure that was before the parental advisory sticker on.
Or how about I ran across this song recently. Remember the Styles P song?
Oh yeah.
Shoot that F word.
Yeah.
Shoot that F word.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. And I used to listen to Styles P a lot. And I probably ran across that song too, listening to Styles P.
Yeah.
But somebody posted a clip on Twitter, and I read across that word. I read across that song. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, how did he get away with this? And I know it's Styles P. He wasn't like a big star or nothing, but I'm like, damn. That was the hook too. That was the funny part. That was the hook.
To be fair, the actual song didn't have anything to do with gay bashing.
It did.
It was just like regular street shit. So,
but see, that's the thing. That's the thing is, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but
yeah,
I feel like rappers never really used. I mean, outside of Grandmaster Flash, but rappers didn't use it as like a gay slur though. They always used it as like an insult, like a be manning somebody. Like it's like calling somebody a P word. Like
I mean, some had some sketchy. I think NF Doom had a song too where it was like, there were some rappers where it was definitely a little, DMX with the original, what was it? Where the Hood At?
Oh yeah.
That was pretty rough, man. That was pretty rough. There were some songs where it was just it was kind of rough, man.
Yeah.
So but for the most part, it was just a slur or something they called it was like a replacement for bitch, basically. But in some cases it was actually them hating on gay people, it seemed like. So I don't know, man. It's been a mix. Tony Scott said the NFL versus U of H over the use of Love You Blue jersey. What do you think about it? Let's
you
get to
hear
that in
about
a second. We're talking about James Harden. We got way off topic. The James Harden trade, man. What do you think about that shit? What do you think about James old James going to the Clippers?
Yeah, I'm kind of over it, man. I'm kind of glad he didn't come to Houston, and it's hard to say because they still not playing as good.
Yeah,
and I felt like it could have been I feel like he could have helped out a lot. I'll put it that way. But I'm just over it, man. I'm just kind of getting tired of it. It really makes the NBA look bad that somebody like that can just do what he did for 3 different teams. He did it for the Rockets, he did it for Brooklyn, and did it for Philly, and just kind of lack of a better word, wind your way out. And it's not, it's so frustrating, man, watching this, man, and how all these teams still teaming up as like a super team and all this other stuff. And it seems like it's not even working, man. So I guess salute to him. I guess he back at home because he's from LA. But I don't think this team gonna go nowhere, man. I just don't see it. I don't even know if they're gonna stay healthy the whole season. But I don't see this team going nowhere, man.
yeah. Like the weird thing is like every James Harden story ends the same. You
Yeah.
know, I think the best it will ever be was his time in Houston.
Yeah.
And ultimately that didn't even result in anything other than an MVP trophy, but it didn't really result in anything, man. So I don't know, man. It's I don't know. It's always the same thing. HRW says y'all supposed to refer to James as the system. Oh yeah, because he said something about him not being the system.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He said, I'm not a system player. I am the system.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it works. Maybe this story will be different, but I doubt it.
Yeah, just think of the team they got over there. They got James Harden, they got Kawhi, Paul George, Russell Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like I don't want to say everybody over the hill, but it seemed like everybody over there is over the hill.
Yeah.
I just don't see them being that dominant team, man.
Hey, remember they got PJ Tucker too, though, man.
Oh yeah, how can I forget about that? I cannot forget about that.
Yeah, man. He go wherever Harden go, man. So look, he had to follow his mans.
It's funny. My barber actually brought this up today. He said PJ Tucker, he went and got a ring and went right back over there with James Harden. I didn't even realize that. I'm like, damn, he did get a ring with Milwaukee and went right back where James Harden was at.
Yep. Hey man, when you got your boy, I don't know, you got to follow him around. But yeah, we'll see how this one works, man. I know the NBA is doing this in-season tournament now too. I took a look at the fucking Pacers. Yeah, I took a look at the Pacers court. It's like powder blue. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, man? Oh god, I don't know what the NBA is doing, man. Even the players seem confused. They're like, what the fuck is this? I don't think they even care about this shit. So, and the prize is like $30,000 or some shit, something goofy like that. I don't know, man. But yeah, they got to come up with some. If they really want players to care, they got to come up with something else. But I don't think they will. So yeah, we'll see. I guess we got to talk about Wemby too, real quick. Actually, let's get into Tony Scott's question. He asked how we feel about the NFL because U of H Cougars, who are kind of shit right now, to be real. I guess they're trying to get some love from the city. So they released a promo video for jerseys that are very close to resembling and basically are the Houston Oilers Love You Blue uniforms.
They actually wore these jerseys. I want to say the first game, the first year. That was the only time they wore them.
So apparently the NFL has issued a cease and desist over these jerseys, saying they're too close to the Oilers, which are now the Titans, and the Titans have worn that. I think last week or the week before, I can't remember.
Yeah, last week.
But they have brought it back, and that's Oilers territory. And people have mixed feelings about it. Of course, Houston's always going to be mad about the Oilers and how that ended and how we can't honor their players or use anything. And the Tennessee Titans can, and it feels weird.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this, man? Do you feel any type of way? I know you're not from Houston and weren't around with the Oilers, but how do you feel about this whole situation and the fan base reacting to it?
Yeah, well, as far as the situation with U of H, this is all because of Amy Adams, man. The Amy Adams who own the Tennessee Titans right now.
Yeah.
She had a problem with it. She ran across it somehow. She actually had a problem with the Houston Texans. She heard the Houston Texans were considering using like a certain blue for their new uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she tried to step in and stop that. So yeah, it's a lot going on, man. It's a beef that was way before I was here, obviously. And yeah, she obviously have an issue with anybody using that color, or mainly the city of Houston. And I think U of H, I like that they did this, by the way, but this was damn near the same uniform, man. You can't do that, man. There's no way you could do that. But yeah, I think as far as the colors overall, man, I think it's messed up that a team like that can just leave, get rid of those colors, pretty much change the name, and still hold that accountable, and not do anything with it unless they want to. It's super weird because I'm kind of on both sides. I think those colors should stay here. I think the name, if you move out of a city, I feel like you should change the name. You have to change the name, and that city, if they lose their team, their records and all that stuff stay there, I guess. I don't know. It's just so confusing, man, because it's a pro and a con to all of this. Because you see it a lot with you see it with the Raiders. The Raiders moved to Las Vegas. So Oakland lost their team. And then I think before that, I think there was the LA Raiders at one point. But let's say Oakland wanted another team and they get another team. They can't use the Raiders. And so they would have to go in a totally different way. And that would be super awkward for people that's living in Oakland that was Raiders fans. So I don't know. I kind of see all sides to it, but I feel like if you change the name of the team, you should be forced to give that name back to the original city. And I feel like that name and color should be up for grabs if you change it. And to me, I feel like the Tennessee Titans, Amy Adams, just changed the name to Titans. She got rid of the colors and just threw it up in the attic. And when she seen the Houston Texans were trying to get back to those colors or something like that, then she like, oh no, they can't do that. And let me break these colors out now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super weird, man. I feel bad. I actually feel bad for the old Oilers, man, because they out there in Tennessee. They never played in Tennessee before.
Yeah.
But they're in a weird place because the Houston Texans can't honor them because they didn't play for they technically didn't play for the Houston Texans, and that's a whole different squad. That's a whole different franchise. And so now they got to go to Tennessee, and because they really don't have anywhere else to go. So it's very unfortunate. It kind of sucked for U of H, but they can't just jack NFL team like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is just something that the city got to let go in general. I mean, it's been a long time since the Oilers were here, man. I know the color scheme is really dope, and that's really all it's about. But it's not like the colors are banned in Houston. You can buy whatever Oiler design. You could buy a hat. You could buy a jersey, a shirt, whatever. but the team trying this was a little ridiculous, man. Let's be real. Number one, it's a fucking college team trying to copy an NFL team, and to be real, look, I was too young to really know the Oilers. When they left, I was like 10 years old or some shit, if even that. So I really can't speak on the legacy of the Oilers, but it's not like they won anything, man. Okay. Like, I understand there's love and they were a good team and there were some good years, but it's something that we just got to let that go, man, at this point. It's been a long time. And of course we will always remember the greats like Warren Moon and whatnot. And but at some point we got to move forward.
Yeah,
And I think the nostalgia baiting with all the throwback uniforms and what the Cougars, I just looked up the fucking the Cougars football team got beat by Kansas State 41-0.
yeah, they've been awful this year.
I didn't even see that. I saw they lost to Texas, but at least the score was kind of close in that game.
Yeah,
And Texas is a better team. UT's a better team.
yeah,
They got beat 41-0. So maybe focus on that before you think about these throwback colors and shit, man. Fire the coach, get your house in order, man.
yeah.
Like, damn, I knew Clayton Tune was good. I didn't know he was that important to the team. Shit.
Yeah, he ain't even on the team. He in the NFL now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm rooting for Rock. Ain't he playing now? I know he was a backup, but I thought he was actually
he actually starting his first game this week against the Browns.
Yeah, Rod Tune, not a cartoon. I'm looking forward to it, man. I want to see him light it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. This was kind of corny by the Cougars to try in the first place, man. It's like I know y'all trying to get people interested in the team since they ass right now, but it was kind of corny to try to bait this nostalgia. This is a college team, man. Like it was cheesy for them to even try this in the first place. Maybe they knew it wouldn't work. They just wanted to try it and cause a controversy in the first place and kind of test the waters. I don't know.
Yeah, because the one thing they didn't do, because a lot of people was trying to get merch, and they weren't selling merch like that. They were selling the regular merch, but they didn't have any love you blue type of merch. So they knew they couldn't sell it because they get in trouble. So they knew something, but I guess they just thought they could get away with just doing that.
It's stupid because these are not even the school colors, man. That's what really gets me too. Like, these ain't even close to what the team usually wear. At least the Texans actually wear blue and they have blue on their shit. It's just a way lighter blue. Yeah. But with the Cougars, it makes no sense, man. So I thought it was kind of cheesy that they even attempted this, and I'm not surprised they got shut down. But yeah, I mean, the whole situation with the Oilers sucks. It sucks that we can't have them and honor them, but it is what it is, man. We just got to move on and accept it.
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to try to speak on, telling people to move on from it because I'm not from here. But to me, I feel like I get the vibe of people just only liking the colors. Of course, you got the older people that want to honor the Billy White Shoes Johnson and Dan Pastorini and all that stuff. But it seemed like it's just a color thing, man. I don't think people are like sitting here slamming their fists on the desk because Billy White Shoes Johnson can't come walking in NRG. I think it's just strictly the colors that they want to wear and stuff. Because like from what I seen and heard, those colors are like represent the city of Houston. You know what I mean? Those are like some city colors. It's not just like the Oilers. It seemed like that's more of a city. That was like a city thing. They showed the cop cars. That was that color back in the day. So I understand the color part and all that stuff, but as far as the players, man, that's a totally different franchise, man. That's a whole different franchise. That's like if St. Louis decided to get an NFL team again, the LA Rams can't honor Marshall Falk. that new team in St. Louis can't honor Marshall Falk, man. That's not his team. So I get that part, but I feel for the people of Houston because it seemed like they just up and took the colors and can't use them colors ever again. So it's kind of wild. It's petty on Amy Adams, but I mean, like you said, there ain't nothing you can do, man.
Exactly. I mean, that's all in the past now. If they want to flex with the colors, let them, man.
Yeah,
Whatever. We
yeah,
got CJ Stroud. Okay, we need to look
yeah.
forward to the future.
I do feel like everybody else are noticing how silly that is. Them honoring these players that didn't even play there.
Oh yeah, and the Titan fans don't care. They only act like they care to rub it in the Texans fans' face.
Yeah.
So they don't even give a shit about these players, man.
Yeah. So I do think everybody around the country think it's silly that they're they going above and beyond, and they had no history there, and their fans don't know anything about these players.
Yeah.
But it's her team, man. She can do whatever she wants.
Yep, unfortunately, that's the way that cookie crumbles, fellas. So we just got to move on with our life and build up the Texans. Look, the Oilers in the past, the Texans are the future, for better or worse. So, oh yeah, we didn't talk about the Astros and old Dusty finally retiring, man. He announced his retirement this past week. He did an interview, and I did see that he admitted that some of the commentary from the bloggers and the people in the peanut gallery and whatnot, social media people, kind of got to him and annoyed him to the point where he just said, it's probably enough of this. And now you got some of Astros Twitter doing a victory lap. Very happy that they're all their endless trolling seemed to be rewarded because they got what they wanted, and now Dusty Baker is gone. Yeah. Funny thing is, I haven't heard anybody say who they want to replace him. They just know that they don't like him and want him gone.
Yeah.
But they have no idea on who to bring in, because nobody wants to bring in somebody who's going to suck and then he get thrown back in their face. I've not heard one suggestion on who these Dusty Baker haters want to replace him. They just know they hate Dusty, and he's the reason why everything went bad this season. So they got what they wanted. Dusty Baker is now a retired man. Got us a championship in 2022. Some say our only legit one. I say, fuck it, we got two. But yeah, shout out to Dusty Baker, man. Did a good job. Took a job that a lot of people did not probably want to take at the time when the Astros were being labeled as cheaters. Coming off that whole scandal, I think he did a good job overall, man. And he had a great personality. He's like a chill dude to just hang out with, man. So gonna miss seeing him on the mound or in the bull, whatever the fuck you call the baseball shit. What the manager is, the dugout, yeah. So, Figgy, what are your thoughts on the retirement of Dusty Baker, as well as the fans being happy because they think that they got him fired or they made him retire?
Yeah, I think it was a little deeper than the fans. I think it was actually a reporter, a couple of reporters that he was tired of. One of them is Chandler Rome, allegedly.
Oh, wow.
Because Chandler Rome did write a lot of articles saying, criticizing Dusty. They've been going back and forth since he was here. And we got the audio to prove that. But yeah, man, I think that was his bigger issue. And we talked about it in the loop. I want to say today, a couple days ago, all that stuff. And a lot of people felt like that was kind of soft for him. Like, why would you want to hang it up because some articles or what people saying about you? To me, my response to that is older people, the older they get, the more petty they get. I don't know if you had a grandfather that got older and just got more petty and more,
everybody does, man.
Yeah. So I had a grandfather who would get super petty. He wasn't like that, obviously, when he was younger, but it seemed like the older you get, the more fucks you give. Like he don't care at this point. And him probably, seeing all these articles and all that stuff, he probably like, man, I ain't got to deal with this. Like I was chilling on my couch when y'all called me. Like, you know what? This is gonna be my last year. I'm cool. And to be fair, they probably was gonna move in a different direction anyway. But I think him bringing this up, because that was the other thing too. I felt like he didn't have to bring this up. He could have just said, "Yeah, this was my time. I got me a championship. I spent years in the MLB." And by the way, I seen the stat. I think somebody posted this stat, which was wild. They said Dusty Baker was a part of 3% of Major League Baseball anything in history, pretty much. So every single, I guess, throughout the history of the Major League Baseball, Dusty Baker appeared in 3% of that.
Oh wow,
that's actually crazy. How long baseball been around?
Mm-hmm.
Like through him as a player, manager, all this other stuff. He was in. Dusty Baker was in 3% of that.
Oh
So
damn,
that's crazy. So he been around for a long time. But yeah, I think Dusty brought this up just to kind of I don't want to say stick it to Chandler Rome or other reporters, but I think he brought it up because he like this fucking asshole got the nerve. I want you know how long I've been in baseball. I won a World Series and y'all criticizing my lineup every single day. And y'all, blaming me for everything and not giving me credit for whenever we do good. So I think he brung it up because of that. But yeah, man, shout out to Dusty Baker, man. I always felt weird that he was so criticized like this, man.
yeah.
And I think Astros fans gonna be in a long awakening. And I feel like they got the excuse for it whenever, let's say this season coming up is gonna be a little rough. I feel like they're gonna be like, oh well, this team isn't good as last year. So that's gonna be the excuse for the next manager. If they don't make it to the playoffs or get as far as Dusty. But yeah, man, I feel like Dusty did such a good job, man. Got them to 4 straight ALCS, 2 World Series, 1-1. So I don't know if another coach would have did that. I feel like another coach probably would have fell short, especially this year. This year, that team was rough. You had all the injuries. The team wasn't as good, and he got you the game 7 of the ALCS.
But the lineups, Figgy, the lineups were all wrong, okay? He put in the wrong. He pulled in people too early. He took pitchers out too early or pulled them too late. Everything about the lineups was wrong.
They didn't get to the World Series because they started Martin Maldonado. It was all on Dusty.
It was all Dusty's fault, man.
It's all on Dusty. Dusty in over his head. What is Dusty doing? Dusty being Dusty. But yeah, man, shout out to Dusty, man. I feel like people ain't really giving them his it seemed like people giving them credit but shitting on them at the same time. Whenever they say something like, yeah, Dusty did it, salute to Dusty, he a legend, but he had to go. It's just like, man, like just say salute to Dusty, man. He got you a World Series. He got that monkey off all of our backs because everybody keep criticizing the 2017 one. So we got the second one. Like, come on, man. Like, damn.
Yeah, man. I think Dusty was the perfect person to take over after the scandal happened, man. Because he really did not give a fuck about any of that. Like, he didn't let any of that talk bother him. He didn't let any of the noise get to him as far as his scandal went. And yeah, even without everything that happened this year, it was likely he was going to hang it up sooner rather than later anyway, man. He's up there in age now. I'm sure he just wants to kind of relax at this point. Yeah. And look, man, part of me, I'm very happy that the Astros had the run that they had. 2 World Series championships, many ALCS appearances, World Series appearances. But if the run is over here, I'm happy. And part of me kind of wants this fan base to get humbled again because y'all getting a little crazy online, man. Y'all really gotten y'all gotten a little insane. And I know this is not the everyday fan, it's just the online fan. But y'all gotten a little toxic, man. All right. Y'all need to get brought back down to earth a little bit. So let's go through a few more rough seasons of rebuild and see how y'all want to keep talking that cash shit.
And you know,
Whine and complain about every single thing that happens.
you know what's crazy? That's the same thing that happened to the Rockets, man.
Yeah.
The Rockets, look, say what you want about Daryl Morey. This dude did not believe in tanking. He will find his way in the playoffs. Y'all was always in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever the only time I seen the Rockets that was bad was when the year they got Yao Ming. And obviously they was bad because they had the first overall pick. But outside of that, man, they were always in the playoffs. No matter what, they might not get nowhere, but they was always in the mix. And then everybody wanted Harden gone.
Everybody was kicking Harden out the door, man. Then they was on their knees trying to get him back.
Yeah, everybody wanted to start fresh. Everybody wanted to rebuild. Let's just start a rebuild. This ain't working. Let's blow it all up. And this is what happened when you blow it all up, man. This is exactly what happened. So, yeah, man. Everybody keep talking about let's like, nah, I don't want to start over, man. I never want to hit reset. I just don't, man. Because you never know if you could get back there.
Yeah. But look, it is what it is. If this is the end, as far as them being a dominant force in the league, I think we had a good run. Like
it was a legendary run, man.
It definitely was, man.
So, the Astros was the boogeyman for the last 7 years. It was a straight up boogeyman. People feared the Astros. Even this year, I felt like people were just scared of the Astros.
Yeah,
like they were just gonna come through and beat you. And unfortunately, they got beat by the Rangers. But man, it was a legendary run to me.
It was, man. But all runs eventually end at some point. And now the fans got what they wanted. Dusty is gone. So let's see who gets the blame next. If the team underperforms, let's see.
This next manager got to get to the World Series.
Yep.
They got to get to the World Series.
Yep. Or yeah, man. Like I said, I haven't seen any suggestions on who should be the next manager. They just knew they wanted Dusty gone. So you got what you wanted. Let's see what happens from here. And speaking of the NBA, speaking of other teams in Texas doing way better than us, the Spurs are now looking like they have fucking Wilt Chamberlain 2.0, maybe 3.0 at this point. He's so far ahead in what he can do.
I seen somebody say, this is the real Wilt Chamberlain, because I don't know if the original Wilt Chamberlain really exists.
Dog, that 100-point game, I'm sorry, I don't believe it.
Really?
I don't believe it, man. Like, has anybody ever talked about being at that game or memories of the game? We just know it happened. We just saw the picture of him holding up a sign that said 100. Did they even have like an electronic scoreboard? How did they even keep it? Was they just counting and maybe somebody lost count? Yeah, he probably had 100. Yeah. Scorekeeper was drunk and shit, doing coke. Yeah. Like, how many points did Wilt had? Shit, he must have had like 100.
Yeah. They probably see the team. Oh, they scored like 110. Wilt got about 100 though.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know if that game actually happened. I mean, there's no video evidence of it at all. So, yeah, I don't know. Kobe got 81. That's the only one I recognize at this point. Yeah. But yeah, Victor Wemby is tearing out the league, man. He put 38 points on the Suns when everybody thought he was going to get humbled by an actual good team. Of course, they beat the Rockets, but that was actually a pretty close game. But yeah, they beat the Rockets. And yeah, Wemby had his breakout game, man. He had the most points in the first 5 games since Shaq.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's looking like he really is what he was hyped up to be, man. I mean, if he can stay injury free, shit, this might be the LeBron 2.0, man. This might be the next face of the league, I feel,
Oh,
in
face
terms
of
of
the
what he
league,
can do.
100%.
Yeah.
Because remember we talked about that. If LeBron leave, who is going to be the face?
Yeah.
And I don't think we had an answer. I don't think that's the perfect guy to be the lead, the face of the league.
Yeah.
Because right now he seemed like a cool, humble guy. And you know the NBA want to expand to other countries and all that stuff. They like these foreigners to be the face of something. They've been wanting that for years. And he's with the perfect organization that kind of been through that before. So man, dog, I watched that game too. That dog, man, he looked like a creative player, man. I know I said that a couple times, but I know you did this before, play live, NBA live or 2K, and you just create the tallest person.
Yeah, and then put his shot making all the way up.
Yeah. And you got a 7'5" dude who can shoot threes and dribble, all this other stuff. That's exactly what he is, man. It's not even fair. Every time he shoot a three, I'll be like, man, that looks so silly.
Yeah.
Right? Or him dribbling.
And what can you do against him, man? Like, there's nobody you're gonna be at a disadvantage against.
Yeah.
So what can you really do when he gets it going, man?
Yeah, it's wild, man. And did you see the video of him dribbling 2 balls between?
Yeah.
He looked just like Steph Curry.
You know what I fucking hate, man? When people in the comments want to jump and be like, well, my high school kids do that every day. There always has to be that one person who's like, that ain't nothing special. My 15-year-old can do that. Like, well, is your fucking 15-year-old 7'2" in the NBA? Come on, man.
Yeah. Let me see your average 7-footer do that. Like average 7-footer probably ain't even got the handles like that.
Nah, man. They probably only started playing basketball because everybody just kept bugging them about it.
Yeah.
And they probably only want to get rebounds and inbound the ball or whatever. They probably don't even want to shoot. So yeah, man, that is I hate to say it, but the Spurs might be the fucking the next team, man. If they keep this up, if they keep bringing in more pieces, this might be a rerun of what we went through in the early 2000s, man. The Rockets always being on the cusp, but the Spurs just winning championships.
Yeah.
And yeah, tough. We got the Rangers just won. We got the San Antonio Spurs. We got UT looking good college-wise. And then we got Houston.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We don't have anything good right now, I feel.
You know what
sucks?
You know what sucked, man? I felt like the Rockets were probably like the worst team over the last 2 years. And they ain't getting one number 1 pick, man.
Yeah.
Just imagine number 1 pick this year, man.
I blame Tillman. He fucked it up by saying pray for Wemby.
Yeah.
I still think that's his fault, man.
Yeah, the NBA seen that. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Give him the 4th overall pick. We talked about
Plus, I also feel like there's still some beef over the China shit. And even though Daryl Morey is not with the Rockets, they still associate the Houston Rockets with that. So I kind of feel like since the NBA is big in China, we're never going to get like the number 1 of a generational pick like that, man.
Yeah.
Just not going to let it happen.
Yeah. If it's like a weak draft or something like that, they might get it. But Wemby, they like, nah, we got to put him with the perfect franchise.
Yeah, we might get the Bronny James draft. I don't know. I know he's not going to go number 1. I'm just fucking. But yeah, man, it's sad time. Every team, every major city in Texas got at least one team that's up except us. Yeah, and that's the very unfortunate thing about it. So, what can you do? Just gotta. We had a good few years with the Astros, so just gotta live with it now, man. Other things that happened this week. Oh, RIP Bob Knight. I saw he passed at 83.
Yeah.
RIP to Bob Knight.
So I brung that up because I just wanted to read this tweet, man. Shout out to our good friend Jack Friedman, friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, I'll be worried he gonna get his count banned again. So Bob Knight passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know, Bob Knight was a pistol, man. He slime ball. He was rough. He was a rough type of coach.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Friedman tweeted, Bobby Knight finally checked into that basketball arena in hell, I see.
Wait, what?
Bobby Knight finally checked into that basketball arena in hell, I see. I'm like, man, why you got to do that, man?
Oh, man. I just looked up his. I haven't seen his Twitter in a while, man. Why this motherfucker all sexy, flexy in his fucking personal picture? All right, man. So, yeah, that's on brand for Jack, though.
Yeah, I'm just like, and I get it. What's weird about this is, it seemed like a lot of people were kind of afraid to mention how much of an a-hole he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's kind of natural. When somebody passed away, you don't talk about the bad stuff he did unless it's like somebody black, I guess. But yeah, it seemed like people were scared that people was kind of tiptoeing around that. It's just like, why ain't nobody just saying how much of an asshole he was? I don't know what the issue with that was, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I always thought that was weird how it was like you can trash somebody and talk shit and say they deserve to die, but when they die, you got to be respectful.
Yeah.
That's kind of backwards to me. Like when you could actually hear the feedback, you want to be rude as fuck, but when they can't, you were supposed to be respectful and respect the dead. Well, I just feel like it should be the other way around, man. When you die, you can say how you really feel. But how about be nice to people when they're alive? But it don't work like that. So Deborah, the Baron McNeil on YouTube says, I don't know. I think this is somehow all Carol Haskins' fault.
I think he meant Carol Baskins from that Tiger King. Remember Tiger King, man? That was a low point.
Yeah, I never actually watched that, man. I never watched Tiger King. It looks stupid to me. Like nothing about that story looked appealing. But it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people just watched it because everybody else talked about it.
That's why I watched it.
You get tired of being left out the conversation and say, fuck it, I'll just watch Tiger King.
Yeah. Or have you ever watched something because everybody kept talking about it? You like, well, it must be good then. If everybody talking about it and you watch it and you so disappointed, man, I was so disappointed in that damn movie, that damn series, man. Like, what am I watching? People are so obsessed with that too.
Yeah, that was a low point in society, man. Everybody was talking about Tiger King every single week, and I'm like, I just don't care about this. Everything they were saying sounded stupid, so I really didn't want to watch it. But Bob Knight passed. Honestly, I only said RIP because I didn't really know much about him. So if he was an asshole, then okay. I didn't follow his career all that closely, man. But I just know he was known as the guy who was throwing shit and always mad. So that's all I knew. I knew him as the meme. I didn't know him as a person. So yeah. Other things that happened. I didn't hear about this. You put this in the rundown. So Marvel is considering bringing back the original Avengers roster, including Iron Man and Black Widow.
Yeah, yeah. I actually seen the an article about. I think it was an article or a tweet about this. And the first thing I thought about was, damn, this must be a Hail Mary. Because and we talked. I think we talked about it last week. How rough this Marvel stretch been, and how we need to just blow it up and start fresh. It seemed like they trying not to do that. I guess I don't know. Maybe because they got all these movies invested and 2027 and 2028 and all this other stuff that's all connected. But it seemed like since we talked about it since Endgame, it seemed like everybody checked out after that. Everything wasn't really good since then. And this seemed like a Hail Mary. I don't even know. I probably would go see it, to be honest. But it seemed like a Hail Mary, man, at this point.
It's 100% gonna happen, man. I called it when they started introducing this multiverse shit. I was like, okay, because that's what they do in the comics. Whenever shit gets like too bloated and confusing, and they can't bring in new readers because readers don't know what the fuck is going on, they reset the entire universe, and they say, this is the new Avengers, this is the new X-Men, this is the new Batman, Superman. Like, they got brand new origin stories that you got to read now and all this shit. And I figured that's what they're going to do at the end of this whole multiverse thing. They're going to have like some event, and it's going to be like an alternate version of Iron Man and Captain America are going to be the new Avengers or whatever. Because they're not going to let these characters stay dead, man. They're too popular.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen sooner rather than later. But I think it's interesting to see the turn against Marvel lately, man. Because Variety Magazine put out a piece that was basically just talking shit about Disney and Marvel and how they've been wasting money. They've been all this production troubles, the upset staff because they have to do all these last minute changes and shit. And they're even talking about the Blade the movie that was supposed to come out. And they said, you know, there was the actor Marshala, I don't know how you say his name, Ali, was upset because the script was weird. Somebody said something like, at one point, the script was about he was like the fourth lead in the movie. And the movie was starring like 3 other different women, and it had a bunch of life lessons in it. In Blade. Blade was I heard some things about it being about his daughter in the scripts. I heard about that, and I'm like, that already had me like, why? I only want to see one life lesson in Blade: vampires getting killed. Okay, I don't want to see no fucking political shit. I don't want to see
You know
any
that's
kind of.
coming, man.
You know it is, man. You know it's gonna have a girl power moment. You know it's gonna have like a LGBT character. You know it's gonna happen. You know what it has to be a Disney Marvel movie, man. But all I want to see is Blade killing vampires and having goofy shit to say in between.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see how you fuck that up.
Yeah, you know what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna have a guy in Blade, but it's gonna be a scene where he passes it all to his daughter.
Yeah.
And the daughter is gonna be the female Blade. She's gonna be
Yes.
Blade. It's gonna be something like that where
Daddy Blade and Queen Blade or whatever, man.
Daddy Blade can't be Blade anymore.
Yeah.
So he passed it off to his daughter, and she is the main Blade.
Yeah. Or she's gonna kick his ass at some point. He's gonna be like, damn, you're Blade now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like people just getting tired of this, man. And to your point about Endgame, that was really the perfect time to jump off the Marvel train.
Yeah.
Because nothing past that, you could argue like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was a good send-off for that team. But everything else has been either just okay to mid.
Yeah.
And I really don't think it's this new Marvel's movie. You could already see they're getting desperate because they're bringing up like the end game footage and all this shit. They're going back to Thanos and all that.
Yeah.
Like, remember when you like this? Well, here's more of it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
See what it is I think a lot of people at the end game, because everybody was so invested in this.
Yeah.
So at the end game, we were like, all right, that's it. Like, we done. So it was still some people, myself was interested to see Spider-Man. what's the
Yeah, Black
Spider-Man?
Panther 2 before Chadwick died. We're excited
Yeah,
about that. So
yeah. And then like what's the Spider-Man over in France or
yeah.
because it was a little pieces to that after this was after the end game and all this other stuff after
Mhm.
the war. And so I was interested in that, but a lot of people after end game was like, all right, I'm done. Like that was a good ending. I don't need to see more. Have you ever you I'm sure you did this before. I think you good with jumping off of TV shows, but when you see like a series and it's good and you know the rest ain't gonna be that good,
Oh yeah.
you just
Yeah.
like, nope, that's it.
Mhm.
Like I end it right there. I think it was perfect right there. So
Yep.
I'm done with it. I don't care what I don't give a fuck what like this was a good ending for me. I think
Yep.
a lot of people did that, and they probably seen they probably see a drop in their movies when it came to that. So now, what's the better thing to do than to bring the original the original Avengers back and bring bring clips from Endgame back and all this other stuff?
Yeah.
Where them people are out, man. Them people
Yeah.
got families and shit. They done with that shit.
Yeah. People they got to restart. I think they got to scale back. Maybe take like a couple years off and then come back with something solid, man. But they plan all these movies that are in TV shows that are coming out well in advance. I think they got planned through like 2027 at
Yeah,
this point.
that's the issue.
Exactly.
That's why they got to keep going because
They keep pushing these projects back too because all this stuff that's happening. So it's
yeah,
getting crazy.
yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I also seen another clip saying they were considering. I guess I guess it was depending on what's the boy the guy that played the guy that got in all the drama with he was playing the Marvel character.
Jonathan Majors.
Kind of the majors, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they was consider if they had to take his character out, I think they was
Mhm.
gonna bring in was it Dr. Doom or Mr. Doom or
Dr.
something.
Doom, yeah.
Dr. Doom, yeah. And I was just like, man, even that part just seemed a little desperate. Like
Yeah.
they trying to grab them old school comic nerds
Mhm.
to bring them back in because I think those are the ones that left.
Yeah.
So they trying to do it. They trying to do whatever they can, man, to bring them back. And I don't know if it's working, man.
One thing I keep seeing is people keep saying, like, wait for the X-Men, wait for the X-Men. Because they just got the rights to use the X-Men characters and like the Fantastic Four characters. But honestly, man, I'm at the point where number one, the X-Men ain't even popping like that no more. It ain't like 1995, like where we had the cartoon we were watching. We were excited for the movie when it came out in 2000. It ain't
Yeah.
that time anymore. And also, I have no faith that they're gonna make the X-Men cool in this current MCU
I don't.
universe,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I don't either, man.
They're gonna have Wolverine looking like a little bitch. They're gonna have like a female Wolverine take his place. They're gonna have all this shit. It's just gonna be goofy, man.
Yeah,
It's
because
gonna
they
be
not
goofy.
because Hugh Jackman ain't playing Wolverine anymore. I think he done with that, right?
Yeah, well, he's gonna be in Deadpool 3 as Wolverine.
Wolverine, okay.
They
Okay.
brought him out, like he was supposed to have retired after that Logan movie, but they brought him back for that. But he's not gonna be like Wolverine going forward. So we're
Okay.
gonna have like a new Wolverine probably and new X-Men. But it's just gonna be the same cheesy shit, man. I'm not really looking forward to it anymore. I used to be excited about this type of thing. Now I'm like, you can keep it.
Yeah, that last I think it was a X-Men movie that came out. I think it was the last one. I forgot the name of that movie.
Dark Phoenix, I think. I didn't even see that one.
No, it was no, you know what? It wasn't that one. It was one before that.
Age of Apocalypse.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good, man. I enjoyed that one.
People hated that movie. I thought it was okay.
Really?
People hated that movie though. They hated it.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I ain't have a problem with it. Like whenever it come on, because it used to come on FX too. I actually went to the movie theater to see that.
Yeah.
I was fine with it. And then I would watch it if it come on FX. I would like stick around and watch it. But yeah, I was actually fine with that movie.
I liked First Class and I liked Days of Future Past. The problem with those movies is they had Jennifer Garner or Jennifer, what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
She played like the Mystique girl. And I feel like she was supposed to be more of a minor character, but she blew up and got real big off the Hunger Games. So from those movies on, she started being a bigger and bigger part because she was the biggest name in the cast and she was hot. So suddenly the movies had to be about her. And I'm like, if you know the comics, this character is not that important. Her power isn't even dope. She just changes other people. So her power is not even cool. But she was like the main focus of all the movies from after that because she was the biggest name. And it's like, it's forced, man. And there was one line, and this is the reason I didn't see the last X-Men movie. There was a line where she gets mad at Professor X. And she's like, for a team named the X-Men, it seems like the women are doing all the saving around here. Maybe you should change the team name to X-Women.
I do remember that. I think I did see that.
Yeah. When I heard that line, I'm like, I'm out. I'm tapping out. No, man. That is exactly. I can't take it. Not my X-Men, man. Not my president. Not my X-Men.
I kind of want. Hey, I kind of want to see it, man.
There's a clip that I could link. There's a clip. I think it's like called X-Women or something.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I did see this movie.
I'm a timestamp it. I see it. I was looking at this earlier. I got it. Okay, let me link it up.
Seem like we doing all the work around here.
Oh man. Okay, I got the clip. I'm gonna put it in the rundown.
Was that a Disney thing too, or
no? That was Fox.
Fox. Okay, yeah, I'm about to say that seemed like a Disney type of line.
Nah, yeah, it was. I feel like after a while, everything started sounding like this. But it kind of started with Disney and Marvel. I think they were kind of trying to copy that whole thing. So it was also like deep in the Me Too movement too. That's another thing as well. So that kind of played a part in it.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
It's funny. I can't actually remember the last time you were the one risking something. And by the way, the women are always saving the men around here. You might want to think about changing the name to X-Women.
Professor X is like this bitch.
He looked like the dude from First Thing First.
The people's eyebrow. Oh man. Yeah, that kind of line is
turn off.
That I tapped out. And I love the X-Men, man. When I was growing up, that was my favorite show, was the X-Men animated series. That and Power Rangers came like back to back on Fox Kids. Yeah. And that was like my power hour, dog. Don't talk to me when X-Men and Power Rangers were on Saturday mornings, because I was locked in, dog. So I was a fan of the comics and the games, and that was like my favorite superhero team, way more than the Avengers. Nobody liked the Avengers until the Iron Man movie.
Yeah,
really.
I remember that thing song for the X-Men.
That shit was hard.
Yeah, no,
it was hard, man. I was locked in every Saturday morning. I did not miss an episode when that shit was on, man.
Previously on X-Men.
I used to do the sound effects and everything too, man. They don't make cartoons like that no more, man.
No.
Gambit was my favorite one too. He was always talking shit. Damn, man, I was locked in. I'm getting chills, man. It's bringing me back. They don't make them like this no more.
I know.
This, Batman,
Yeah,
all them dope cartoons, man.
yeah. It used to be a power hour with this one
Yeah.
too, man. It used to be like X-Men,
Yeah.
Batman, Dragon
X-Men,
Ball Z,
Batman, Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers, all
Pokemon.
that
They
shit,
used to all
man.
crack you upside the head, man. And they're glued.
Yeah, man. That what a time. And now I don't know. I don't know if kids still watch cartoons. I guess they still come on.
Yeah.
Um,
I always wonder that, man. What type of cartoon, like, do they have cartoons? Like, I'm sure they do, but I feel like anime probably just took over the world.
it did.
Yeah, and then you got shows like Family Guy, Bob Burgers, and all that,
Yeah.
those type of shows too. But do they have like animated shows like X-Men or Batman?
Not really. Like I know Teen Titans Go is still big. And that's
I didn't
probably
know
one of the that's still going, and that was huge. That's
Yeah.
like one of the most popular, but that's like a comedy basically. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like dramatic like X-Men and Batman was.
Yeah.
But that's still big. There's some that my niece and nephews grew up watching that are considered old now, which just kind of trips me out because some of them are not even on anymore. I'm like, I thought that shit was just on the other day. But like stuff like Gumball and other Cartoon Network shows. But yeah, I don't think it's not like I don't even know if Saturday morning cartoons still come on local stations. That's how out the loop I am, man. I don't know
like
if Fox still airs shit.
Yeah, remember Recess and shows like that?
Yeah, Pepper Ann. Yeah.
Hey Arnold. I think Hey Arnold was a Nickelodeon, but
yeah, it was.
Yeah, those type of shows. I don't know what happened, man.
Different time, man. Different time. There's also video games are way doper. Everybody on YouTube watching a streamer. So it's a lot of competition. Before, when you got home from school, there was nothing else to do unless do homework. Homework. You had like an hour to watch TV. You had to do your homework. Then maybe play 30 minutes of a game. Then you had to go to sleep. Then dinner. Then go to sleep.
Yeah. And think about it though, because like you'll have like maybe a good hour and a half or 2 hours of straight up cartoons.
Yeah.
And then after that, the news come on.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. So that's all of your cartoons for the day.
Yep.
Because I ain't grow up with cable, so I ain't had Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, nothing like that. So at 5 o'clock, I think 5 o'clock was probably like the last hour of cartoons. 6 o'clock, news, straight up news or some type of other programming. And then dinner and all that stuff. You play the game. Remember these games, these ain't the type of games you play for hours. You will
hell nah.
You'll play them. It's but so long you can play Mario Brothers. Otherwise, you'll start getting sick. You can't play that for 4 or 5 hours.
You'll get upset when you can't pass a level, and you'll say "fuck." Really get upset.
Yeah. So you'll play for like an hour max, and then you outside.
Yep. Being outside, and we talked about this before on the podcast. There was no on-demand shit. If you missed a show, that was it.
You know what I had to do whenever I missed a show? I would have to hear about it from my friends.
Yep.
They would have to fucking tell me what happened.
And they described it like it was the most amazing thing ever. And you're like, you just had to eat it.
Oh my God.
You could, unless you tape the shit, which was still hard to do, and then you would tape over somebody else's shit, they get mad at you.
Or tape on the wrong channel.
Yeah.
You get the wrong channel. You like, oh fuck, I had it on channel 3.
Yep. You're just if you miss a show, you were out of luck.
Yeah.
That was it.
The worst luck I had was the first ever WWF SmackDown. Came
you
on.
told me about this. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that was a really good one too, man.
Yeah,
The Rock was in it.
I heard the next day when I went to school. And I had to go to freaking church, man. Thursday night Bible study, man.
Oh, damn.
So I missed it. And the next day, all my friends at school was like, "Did y'all see SmackDown? Y'all see SmackDown?" Yeah, Kish that Rock. This the Rock was in it.
Yep.
Everyone, Stone Cold Steve, man, it was just so legendary. And I'm thinking the next week is going to be back on, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I think eventually they end up making it reoccurring, but it didn't come on that next week.
Oh yeah. I think that was like a special thing at first,
Yeah,
and
it
then
was
it,
special. It
yeah,
was like a one night thing. So I was just like, oh, fuck. Like I already wasn't watching wrestling because I didn't have cable, and so finally it come on regular TV, and I missed it. So I'm
dog. I remember back in like 1999, they had a halftime match with The Rock and Mankind. But I was watching the Super Bowl. The family had a big gathering, and nobody wanted to watch that shit. We just watched the halftime show, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to look for a different TV to watch that because I wanted to see that. Never did see it until way later. And I'm like, man, that really annoyed me. Problems that kids don't have to deal with these days, luckily. But we had to go through it.
Yeah, that was awful. But I remember friends telling me what happened, and they had to explain the wrestling moves. And I got so pressed to a point, especially with like Monday Night Raw, because I always felt like Monday Night Raw was better.
Yeah, at first it was definitely.
Yeah, so I had to go to the freaking library, go to WWF.com and read about what happened because they would always have a recap. So I would have to read about the match. So every match I would end up reading.
They'd have like a clip or two that's in terrible quality and it's only like 30 seconds.
No, I wish they just had pictures from the match.
Oh, damn.
So they had like Jeff Hardy jumping from the top and and it would go through like play by play. I had to read that shit, man. It was awful, man.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yeah, man. And now whenever I want to, because I have Peacock, and now I can watch, like, if I want to watch any WWE pay-per-view, I can just cut it on.
Yeah, that's
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole looking at that shit, man.
Yeah,
I actually looked up that first SmackDown that I missed. I finally watched it.
Finally, vindication. Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I wish I could talk to Sherelle and Steve in third grade, in fourth grade.
Hey, hit him up. Be like, I finally watched it, niggas.
Hey, y'all, I finally I see what y'all was talking about 30 minutes.
They'll be like, what? Oh, man, that's too funny. But yeah, man, that's just something, a lost art of missing the show and being upset, having to look up stuff on the internet.
Yeah,
I don't have that anymore.
I remember even back in the day, like my parents talking about this, how they used to be out and about, drinking all this stuff. And like, oh, I gotta go home. Good times on, or I gotta make it home because Martin about to come on. Remember, you used to actually try to make it home and watch your shows. Not like what? Don't nobody do. I was gonna ask you when was the last time you did that. Don't nobody do that anymore, man. They just catch up on it on some type of streaming network or DVR it.
Outside of a live sporting event.
Yeah, not live.
But yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I'll see something is gonna stream at midnight and maybe I'm excited for it, so I'll wait for that. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not gonna. There's no I don't even have cable, number one. I only have a streaming shit on my TV. And yeah, there's nothing I would race home to see.
Yeah.
In general on TV, man.
Yeah, but people used to do that back in the day, man. They used to. All right, I'm out because my show coming on in 30 minutes. Yeah,
you had to work out who was watching TV at the time too. Like me and my sister, we had to work out who was going to watch what at what time.
Yeah.
So we only had cable on one TV, man. So we had to work out who was going to watch what at what time. We had to negotiate. So yeah, it was rough.
Man, those are good old days. That's what made us the man we are now. The man we are.
These youngins they ain't been through the trenches like we have, man. Okay, we really went through it.
Now everybody got their own iPad.
Yep.
Everybody got their own iPad. They can watch whenever they don't have to share.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy. Kids don't got to share nothing.
You go to the because when I go to my parents' house and it's like the niece and nephews and my sister, and we got like they got 2 TVs, and half the time nobody even watching them because they on their phone or playing a game or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, y'all just don't know. Y'all got us, and y'all acting like y'all got it hard. I talk to my youngest nephew. He act like he damn near in indentured servitude or some shit because he get his Xbox taken away sometimes. I'm like, man, y'all don't know what we went through. Okay, you lucky you got an Xbox, little youngin.
Yeah, what used to be the wildest thing to me when you go over a friend house or you see somebody that got like 2 of the same systems
Mm-hmm.
because they can't share it. Like, dog, my mother would not let that fly, man. Like, if I got a PS2 and if I had a brother, she would not buy another
Oh
PS2.
hell no!
Like, hell no, y'all got to share that shit. Like,
Yeah, I was lucky I had a sister, and she wasn't into games like that really.
it was all yours.
But even with the Genesis, I had to share it, man. I had a Sega Genesis, and my mom and sister wanted to play games too. They wanted to play like Little Mermaid and all this shit, and Jeopardy. My mom liked playing Jeopardy on the Genesis, so I had to share it. I'm over here trying to beat Sonic 2, and my mom want to play Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. So, so yeah, I did have to share. Even the PlayStation, my mom wanted to play like RPGs and stuff. So yeah, it was there was no buying 2 of anything, man.
Hell
no, we had to share.
Yeah, I lucked up because my sisters were older than me. By the time I started getting into video games, they were like, oh, I don't think they ever cared anyway, but
yeah.
But it was pretty much all mine. I ain't never had to share.
Yeah. Lucky you, man. But it wasn't too bad for me either. I was really the only one playing games for the most part. So long tangent, man. But just another one, just another day in the life of Gems and Juice podcast, man. Just going down memory lane, you know.
Remember back in the days,
man, them days over.
That's the thing about the old days. They the old days. I need to get that drop.
Yep. Very true. Very true. Oh man, I still be laughing at these Cam and Mace clips too from that show, man. I've never seen Cameron so happy ever, man.
He looked the happiest I ever seen, man.
Yeah.
Like
I've never seen him laugh as much as he has on that show. Like he's really, you can see the joy in his face when he gets on the show with Mace.
Yeah.
Bars.
And I was actually thinking about this not that long ago, watching that show. I'm like, damn, they've been through a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
And now, like, they both, I don't want to say they're at the end of the road of their music careers, but their music career is pretty much established and finished. And they just sitting there talking, laughing, like, I'm like, damn, where was this at?
I know.
Where the music, man? We probably could have got some legendary projects and stuff, man. But it's good to see them cool again, laughing, and they look happier than they ever been.
Yeah.
Even in music. It just seemed like they in a different space. There ain't no janky business. And I know they get money. So it's just cool to see them. And then all the guests they have on OJ Simpson, man. That's so Cameron to have him on, man. So
you see Cameron, apparently OJ sent him like his real football gear, and Cameron wore it for Halloween. Cameron was sitting there with the Buffalo Bills helmet and jersey on, and he said, "This is actually OJ shit." He sent it to me. Like, damn, man.
Damn.
That's very Cameron of him to do.
Yeah. And you could tell OJ loved this because OJ pretty much blackballed from media. Ain't nobody trying to, have him on. But you could tell OJ rock with Cameron just for giving him a platform. Because OJ want to do shit like this, but he can't.
Yeah. And I know, dog, until this podcast, like, I never knew how funny Mace was, man. Mace is hilarious, dog. I never knew that he was actually this funny guy, man. Just the way he talks is funny, man. Like, he has this very slow delivery where he pronounces everything, but it's still like, it's really funny, man. And he
Yeah,
has like this sense of humor that's just it cracks me up, man. He
yeah.
was explaining to Cameron. I saw the clip where they're talking about the deal with Skims in the NBA, and he was explaining to Cameron how he had some Skims that he wears, and he's like, I got some Skims, and they made my ribs stop hurting. I wouldn't wear it, but it feels good, and it cut to Cameron's face, and Cameron's just like he's just looking at him, trying not to crack up laughing. He's like, I would say something, but every time I say something, they think I'm bullying. But it's just a fun show to watch, man. It's like I said, I've never seen Cameron that happy. I've been following Cameron for a while now,
Yeah.
in music and everything. I've never seen him look this happy ever, man.
Yeah.
So very crazy, but
Yeah.
it's good to see them.
Yeah, it is. Salute to Cameron, man.
Yeah.
But that's a great show, man.
It is.
I that. He should never rap again.
No,
Oh,
I heard him. He dropped something recently. He was doing a little freestyle, and it wasn't bad, to be fair. But yeah, this is the new lane for him now. I feel.
Yeah. You ain't got to. It ain't no money in rap.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you just want to drop something just to do it, feel free. But nah, ain't nothing in rap.
Nah, not anymore, man. Not for them. So hopefully they can just keep it going. There's no other goofy beef that pops up, and it's all good.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think that might be enough of a trip down memory lane. We can go ahead and wrap this podcast up now. Anything else happened this week? Anything else you want to talk about?
Have you been keeping up with this Keith Lee guy?
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring that up, man. Explain to me this shit, dog, because the discourse has been going on all week. All I understand is he's some kind of food critic that went to Atlanta, and people got upset with him for some reviews that were less than favorable. But what actually happened, man? Explain it to me.
So, like you said, he's a food blogger, food guy that go to restaurants trying their food, and he actually review it, and he posted and all this other stuff. But this dude actually got kind of creative, man. This is I felt like at first I thought it was a little slimy of him, but I kind of appreciated just being just a regular paying customer because you're getting an honest review. Because everybody know who Keith Lee is, I guess, if you in a restaurant game. And let's be real, if he walk in the door, you're gonna give him your best. You're gonna treat him like a king so he can review your shit and get good reviews. What he started doing was start sending other people in. So he wouldn't walk in, he would send other people in. And that's when you'll get the real service. Where it's just like, oh, it's a 3-hour wait, or oh, we're not doing takeout right now, and it's just hard to get in because if he would have went in, they would have, of course, they would have, unhooked the rope and let him walk through. So he will review it based off of that. Like, hey, I tried to go to this restaurant and they wouldn't let me put the order in. And then I sent my sister or whoever to go in to reserve a seat. And they say it was a 3-hour wait. And so that stuff right there made the restaurant look bad. Where it's like it's like this all the time in Atlanta. And they wouldn't have did that if he walked in. So apparently, I guess it's Atlanta tour. It wasn't good reviews at all. And they got all these restaurants in the frenzy where I guess some people was sending him death threats and all this other stuff. They were just going crazy over this to the point he had to post. I guess he doing like a food tour, which is wild, man. Like, dog, how are you making all of this money just going to restaurants and eating and reviewing it? I need to be doing something like that. But anyway, I guess he had to postpone his food tour because people were sending death threats to his family, him and his family, and all that stuff. So yeah, he pretty much flipped Atlanta upside down with his reviews. You had some people getting on video. I forgot who. I think she might have been like an R&B singer or Atlanta housewife or something. But I guess she owned the restaurant and it got a bad review. And she ended up doing a post pretty much explaining why they wouldn't do it. carry outs and to go orders and all this other stuff. I'm like, dog, who the fuck is this guy? And he got y'all on camera trying to explain shit. So I thought it was interesting, man. I wonder if he coming to Houston. A lot of people say he need to come to Houston because
He needs to come to all these major cities and shut shit down, man. I'm for it. I'm
Yeah.
for it. I've heard some crazy things from these people. I've heard people say that it's not a restaurant's job to provide good service. All they got to do is provide the food.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, I don't know how we got here, man.
Yeah.
But this goes back to our Trill Burger conversation, man, where I feel like people go to these places more to be seen and take pictures than they do to actually enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
They want to be seen in these fancy places to be say, hey, look where I spent my weekend.
Yep.
But they don't really care about the actual experience, and they're getting taken advantage of because nobody really gives a shit because they like the exclusive feel of it. So they just let themselves get jerked around and have bad food and bad service because it's more about being seen at the place than actually enjoying it.
Yeah, and the thing I respect about this guy Keith Lee is like I said earlier, if he was going to review Trill Burger, they will let him in with no problem, even with the lines being big. They will let him in, eat the food, and he'll give a positive review. But for the simple fact he sent somebody else that was unknown, it's kind of like the secret shopper or whatever. Starbucks used to do this a lot. I think a lot of fast food restaurants go through this where they got like a secret inspector that come in. You don't know who it is, and they order like a regular person, and then they give a review. And if your store passed that review, then y'all good. If you failed, then that's not a good thing. And we used to have to go through that with Starbucks. We used to be looking around, seeing, is that the person? Is that the inspector? We used to be thinking we found the inspector. And one time, I guess they caught somebody at a wrong day where they had attitude and all that, and it was to the inspector, and our store failed. But he sent. That's pretty much what he did. He sent somebody else in, and they treated him like they do all the other customers. And it wasn't good. So I kind of like that, especially as a just a regular paying customer, because you can look at all these food bloggers and they be like, yeah, I'm here, I'm there, this is so great. Da, 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 da. But then if I go there, they ain't gonna treat me like that. They're gonna treat me like a regular old motherfucker. So I'm glad he did that to kind of get the real, see how it really is, kind of call these people out. Maybe they can start treating their customers better, but at least they giving me a heads up, and it's not this, oh, hey, I'm at Trill Burger. I just walk right up, and burger looks so perfect. I give it a 10 out of 10. Like, no, send your little cousin that don't nobody know up there and try to order something and see how they treat you.
I mean, that's how you change shit, man. At the end of the day, that's how you change shit. I watched this video of this guy who went to every rainforest cafe in America. You know what a rainforest cafe is, man? It's a place you go to a mall and like you see a rainforest cafe. It's like a bunch of rainforest shit in it.
Yeah,
I've never actually been to one, but I see it all the time in malls and shit.
It was my first when I first moved here. When I went to the Galleria, that's the first time I ever seen one. We never had them in Cleveland.
Did you actually eat there, or you just
no?
I
never. I never.
I've never gone there either.
I wanted to when I first got here, but I never got around to it. And I think they took it out.
This guy went to every one, and he said the one I was actually most familiar with because I used to. My parents lived in Katy, and I lived out there too. And Katy Mills is the mall out there, and we used to go there all the time. And there's a rainforest cafe that always looked beat the fuck down in Katy Mills, man. And I don't think they've changed it at all since it first opened a while ago. Man. And the guy, he went on a tour to every rainforest cafe, and he said that one was like the worst and most depressing one. And he showed like the little animals had like shit falling off of them. The food was the worst. And I just read an article a few weeks ago that said that they're going to renovate the entire thing, the Katy Mills Rainforest Cafe. The owner announced that they're going to renovate that entire thing and just build it all up. I'm like, you know why they're doing that, right? Because that video got like millions of views, and
Yeah.
everybody saw that was the worst Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah.
So this is how you change shit, man. Look, when people see this and they see the negative stuff
Just
come
call
from it,
you out. Yep.
exactly. Some people are gonna get upset. Some people are gonna be like, you know what, we gotta do better.
Yes.
So that's how you change things, man.
Mhm.
So salute to him if that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people be faking the funk. They treat these celebrities nice. I
Mhm.
mean, that's like a turkey leg cut, man. Try to
Yep.
get a turkey leg cut and see how that goes. Well, I'm sure if it was somebody he knew, well-known food blogger, they could get right in and they could get the best. So, nah, I appreciate that.
No, me too, man. Me too. So I'm down with it, man. Let him do his thing, then let him cook. If that's what he's cooking up, man. I'm down with it. Don't be sending no fucking niggas so dramatic, sending death threats over this shit. I saw Chad Ochocinco say some goofy shit about it too. He was saying like if you're black, you shouldn't criticize anything from black people. Just some stupid shit, man. So
man.
that's why that kind of service is what we get because no,
Yeah, and that's why
if you feel like it just because it's a black owned business, you can't say anything about it.
Yeah, and that's why I be pissed off, man. I've
Mhm.
been to a few black places where I be like, man, like this was not good.
And you want to support, so you don't want to go
Yeah.
tell people that it sucks. But if it sucks, what can you say?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's people don't want to say it, but it's a big difference between like a black owned spot and just a regular white owned spot, man. Like, dog,
for that.
dog, man, it's so frustrating because like, look, I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit. I got a Cash App card.
Mhm.
I put all my side money on that Cash App card, my free money, where I could just spend whatever on that card. Every time I go to a black owned spot, man, they be like, "Oh, we don't take Cash App cards." I'm just like, what the like, like I never go through that whenever I go to another restaurant. It's always a black restaurant that don't take Cash App cards, man. I'm just like, man, like, and I get it. Some people told me that people be scamming on them or they report the spend something like I forgot what it was, but I'm like Longhorn Steakhouse don't go through that. They accept anything, man. And it's just like, oh, we don't accept Cash App cards, we don't accept Venmo cards. I'm just like, what the like I just don't get it, man. It's just so frustrating. And then me and the wifey went to one place, and it was just me and her, and they charged us gratuity. I'm like, for two people, it's just ridiculous, man. I just get so frustrated, and I try to support, man.
Yeah,
but it's just so frustrated where I'm better off just going to Chili's or Fridays or something like that.
Yeah.
And I ain't got to go through all that. But these high end places, man, be trying to charge you to park. You go in and everything high, and then on top of that, they add in the tip, the gratuity. And I'm just like, damn. And then they don't accept Cash App cards and all this. I'm just like, man, this is frustrating. We should have just went to Applebee's. They got the
For real, man. Anywhere else, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I feel bad because on one hand, I understand like there were probably a lot of people doing ignorant shit at these restaurants, and that was a reason why they had to do like the turkey leg hut dress code was apparently because some people were just coming in with ridiculous shit on, man. So part of me is like, okay, I kind of get it, but then again, I shouldn't have to suffer for what other people did that aren't me. You know, treat me like you would some regular white guy or whatever the fuck would come in, man, who you respect. You know, don't assume just because I'm black that I'm gonna you try to scam you with the Cash App card, or I'm not gonna tip, so you got to add a gratuity on the meal and shit. Come on, man, that's what I hate. So that's really annoying. HOW said that's racist. Yeah, it kind of is, man. It's self-racism, self-hate. We are our own worst enemy.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because people don't like to say this, and they think it's impossible for like black folks to be racist. But some black folks be judging other black folks, man. They do it all the time. It's a reason why they said no Cash App cards at a black owned place, because they ain't doing it because of white folks. They doing it because of their people. So I look, man. I think it's something there. It suck a lot, man, because I ain't never scammed nobody a day in my life, and it's the reason why I got my side money on my Cash App card. So I'm like, man, so I can't use my cash. It's just so frustrating, man. And it's like every black place I go to.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to support, man. Honestly, it's hard to support. You know, if you find a place that somebody you know that's actually trustworthy and runs a good business, and they are out there, but I don't mean to, we don't mean to paintbrush all of them as being like this, but it does seem like when you get, this place is black owned, you go there and it's the service is just weird, man. They treat you weird. It's not as respectful as other places you would go to, and they want to charge extra too. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, it seemed like it's harder to go to one of these black owned places.
Yeah.
Where you could just go to a regular corporate white place. You'll save a lot of money. They treat everybody the same pretty much.
And I don't mean to say like that is the experience. Like I've been to plenty of white owner corporate places where the service has been shitty and they were stereotypical and did some shit and the service was bad and it took a long time for Where to come. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, man.
Yeah. I'm not saying 100% of this place is good and all that stuff, but it seemed like every time I try to, go out and say, you know what, let's support our own. Then it's like, oh, sorry, you have to spend this. You can't use this card. Oh, sorry, we got to do this. Oh, sorry, we adding this in. Oh, sorry, you can't do. It's just like so much.
Yeah,
I'm just like, man, I'm not coming in here with 30 people and trying to make it uncomfortable.
Oh, you can't wear sneakers here. Oh, you can't do this and that. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, they tried to not let me in. Like, mind you, it was one time I went to Prospect Park. This was early on, and I had some Adidas tracksuit on, and some Adidas flip flops. They got a match. They went together, and the guy's like, "Oh, you coming in all wrong. You can't come in with that. You can the flip flops. You can't come in." I'm like, dog, I just got off of work, man. I'm just trying to get something to eat. I'm not here to party. I'm not here to smoke no hookah. Shit, I don't even want a damn drink. I just want some food. And the guy seen my license. I had an Ohio license at that time, and I guess he was from Ohio too. So he ended up letting me in, which was weird because it's like, okay, so you got all the power here then.
Oh yeah, that's usually how it goes, man.
Yeah, but I'm just like, man, like, dog, some people, and I get it, man. Some people come in looking crazy and you want the place to be a little respectful, but I wasn't dressed inappropriate. I wasn't out here in a wife beater or something like that looking crazy. Yeah. Like, dog, I just came from work. So I don't know. It's just sometimes it just be a little frustrating where it's just easier going to Applebee's.
It is, man. And the thing that sucks is like, I feel like if you're Asian and go to an Asian spot, you'll be treated better. If you're Indian, go to an Indian spot, you'll be treated better. If you're Middle Eastern, go to a Middle Eastern spot, you'll be treated better. If you're black and go to a black spot, you'll probably be treated worse in some respects, man. And that's what really sucks, man, because you want to have a space where it's like cool for us, you know, but they make it hard, man. And like I said, I understand why, because there are some people who try to take advantage and just act super ignorant, but that can't be the majority of your customers, man. I'm sure most people just go there to have a good time, and they have to go through all this bullshit, bad service, and it's just annoying. Just annoying.
It is.
But what can you do? That's you can catch us on Rumble next. We're changing platforms. I'm also going to have a show. We're going to be on Tucker. Tucker's not on Fox anymore. Who's on Fox? I don't even know. Gutfield. We're going to be a special guest on Fox News.
What's the white chick that says shut up and dribble?
I forget her name. I forget who that even was. But yeah, we're going to be on her show.
I don't know.
We're going to be on Travis. What's his name?
Clay Travis.
Clay Travis, yeah. You see,
Okay.
he put a $1 million bet that a the best male high school basketball
I
team could beat the WNBA, and Pat Bev wants to take that bet. I don't know why it's just funny to me, man. I guess it's not really funny, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah. It was just kind of like an ouch moment.
Yeah.
Especially with the Skims thing too, man, because the first thing I seen was Skims is partnered up with the NBA. And later on I found out that it's partnered with the WNBA too. But I'm just like, damn, you would
They
think
didn't announce it like that though.
they didn't. They just
They announced it like the NBA, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't because I ain't know that. And I kind of made a joke about it, like, damn, if only they had some type of professional team to partner with for women, that would be kind of dope, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they ain't put it like that. So originally I thought it was weird. And of course, you got the Will Ashley people like, oh, they got stuff for men and all. Like, dog, when you think of Skims, man, I always think of like tight women clothes or women undergarments or whatever. Well, I'm like, damn, they the official underwear of the NBA. I'm like,
look,
damn.
after the Dwight Howard news came out, maybe they just feel like they should be more inclusive to all people, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's some kiddies out there in the NBA world who want more comfortable underwear.
Hey, I guess if Mace wearing Skims, I guess anybody else can wear Skims.
Yeah, apparently, man. They said it made his ribs stop hurting, so maybe it could do something for his injuries, man. I don't know, but yeah, that was pretty wild. But that's Adam Silver's NBA. What can I say? I think that about does it for the podcast, man. I think I'm about all talked out here.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody who joined the podcast, man. What's up, HRW? DeBaron, McNeil, Tony Scott, Brad Spoon, Tab, everybody who joined us in the comments. Make sure y'all, if y'all are going to NRG this weekend, make sure y'all say what's up to Figgy Fig. He gonna be doing his tailgating thing. And maybe you'll get in the video too, man. I don't know. You might get a little professional video action, man. So
yeah, man, hit me up. Follow me on all social medias at the Figgy Fig. Yeah, support your boy, man.
yeah. Support Black business, man. Okay.
I know. I put the gratuity on the check too.
Yeah. So yeah, appreciate everybody who joined the podcast this evening and everybody who's listening wherever you are. And until next time,
peace.